Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 kids. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18, Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to down to. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Get our guys after you and make the play. Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmidt,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
Armen,
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Welcome aboard. Let's get after it on this March 17th, St. Patrick's Day edition of your favorite little morning show, The Huddle. Drew Wilson, Bill Schmidt, Armen, and spinning our favorite Irish tunes here. Folks on the stream or on the podcast won't be able to hear it.
Sorry.
But we're listening to Little Dropkick Murphys.
Hold on, Billy. What do you got there?
We'll ship it up to Boston. Welcome in. Good to be back in the saddle, back in the studio after a snow day yesterday. And I got to say, that whole WFH thing, work from home.
You liked it?
It was not bad.
It doesn't suck.
It doesn't suck, especially at the hours that we work. Now, we don't encounter a lot of traffic. Yesterday was, obviously, I decided to stay home.
A little different, yeah.
Half because I didn't want to drive in the snow and half because I wanted to stay up late Sunday night and watch a little baseball. But I could see doing it, just not every day.
You know, I never question your grind.
Yeah,
I never would,
point.
Drew. You're one of the
Yeah.
greats in Milwaukee media history, and your reputation stands for itself. I would never question the grind, the ethic, but I did wonder. I wonder after yesterday if we'll see Drew today in the studio
Well,
or not.
yes,
I wonder
of
if
course.
I'd get the word.
I just, you
I
miss
one more day.
the show is the huddle. You can't huddle remotely. You
It's
gotta
tough.
huddle
Hard.
in
It's hard.
person. Billy's our lineman. He puts his arms up, tells us
Huddle up.
where to huddle.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times you don't know. You don't know. What's 10 yards?
The work from home is a fun deal. Now, as somebody that ended up doing it for an extended period of time, this job makes it very tough.
Yeah.
Because there's a level of focus and attention, and knowing the snacks are right there makes it a lot more difficult. Snacks are way better at home. The accessibility to an elongated bathroom break are a lot longer. You really start figuring out how quickly you got to get from point A to point B.
It's
The
very
creature
convenient,
comforts.
but it's also, I don't think I could do it. Like you get stir crazy.
Gotta
My
move
wife
around a
works
little bit,
every day in our at home, works out of the house every day. And it's like, I don't think I could do it every day, but it's nice. And, if Dolph has been talking about, you got to go out. If you get a nap, you got to go out with your buddies. You got to go see the concerts. You got to just resign yourself to the fact that some nights you're going to get 2-3 hours of sleep. Well, on those nights, I will be broadcasting from Stately Olson Manor.
The good thing is it was a hell of a nice trial run to know, okay, sweet. This is as easy as I thought it was.
It could
This is gonna
work.
be a lot more. This is gonna be a lot more
Hours
convenient.
now.
Could
the
work
whole
in
thing,
emergencies.
the distractions,
Less
the
emergency.
snacks, the meals, like we wake up and by the time we wake up, our show's over.
Yep, pretty much.
It's really
right?
weird, isn't it, how that works?
So, it was perfect. And I was able to just get out of the home office and turn it over to my wife. And that's her domain. I was an interloper. I was using her office like as a hotel, like for one day and,
Staying in Airbnb.
but I'll do it. But it's like, I would go crazy. Like, I couldn't imagine getting to 5:30 and having looked at my computer all day, which a lot of people do, but looked at my computer all day and had like a total of 700 steps.
That's tough.
Yeah,
it's
that's a good
really,
point.
really.
I mean, you got to get out and move around and your body's got to move and you got to just like the idea that you could go a whole day and not move around.
You know,
it makes it tough.
The pandemic was tough for a lot of people for many reasons. And obviously, you know, people got the disease, you know, the COVID disease and struggled with that. But it was tough for a lot of people for many reasons. One being, I think, you know, being insulated that much and so many had to work from home and worked from home. And that had a negative effect on a lot of people's mentals, you know, and I was always kind of thankful that I was, in a way, I didn't have a choice. Like I always kind of, you know, our jobs, card. Some of us could, some didn't have to. I had the card, as you know, Billy, and I always came in the studio every day, you know, and safely and those things, but it gave you a sense of normalcy and a sense of every day and a sense of connection with the world around you to get up, get out, get somewhere, go somewhere. You know, as a lot of people debate work from office and office returns and a lot of businesses and hybrid, it really was a good thing. And I think that really helped me, at least personally, knowing I was going to be going somewhere every day, going outside, going into a process, a routine. And you're right. I mean, the steps, the things like that, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, it is convenient sometimes to be at home, but man, it is nice to get out, and it's good for your body, good for your whole self to be out there and, you know, be doing something.
In the steps, I mean, you don't have to necessarily be Dolph. You got a whole planned out route where you walk through. Now, speaking of that, how do you think Dolph's going to handle this thing today? Because Dolph's on remote.
I'm worried about
they don't fire themselves up outside of the office all that much. Necessarily morning shows don't all that much.
Mm-hmm.
How is he going to track his 8,000 steps during the show? Is he just going to walk back and forth to the bar, left and right during every single commercial break?
Probably the case.
Smart.
I mean,
smart.
Or he's going to have to do it at the mall afterwards or something.
Oh, he could join Armen. That's fair.
What's up? Southbridge Mall, stand
they're
up.
At Kelly's Bleachers in Wynn Lake today.
That's 2, right?
Edition. Kelly's Bleachers 2, I guess.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
that sounds right. And then there's a third one. I think that one's the one out in Waukesha. St. Patrick's Day is one that, man, if you give her on St. Patrick's Day, congratulations to you, because it is a fun time. But once it hits about 2:30, that's when you really start questioning, why on earth did I take off of work to suck down green Miller Lite all day long?
It's a fun day. It's also can be a long day if you're not prepared for it, if you're not ready for it, if you're getting up early in the morning. So I had to agree, Billy. Yeah, that's one of those days where I think those that, you know, now the schedule we're on can maybe relate to us a bit, being like, man, I am kind of ready for that nap when 11 o'clock hits or when noon hits.
Or they're just not watching the play-in games tonight. Like if you're out at Kelly's Bleachers this morning or any other fine establishment, I think Texas and NC State's going to be a tough watch tonight. Like that might be tough, tipping off closer to 8:30 here for this one. Like that one, that might not happen for you. But this week does, with it start with St. Patrick's Day on Tuesday, Drew.
It's pretty sweet.
Championship on Tuesday tonight, WBC, but also into Thursday and Friday. It sure does allow for somebody maybe of a real Irish heritage to do the staycation, drinkcation, and just make sure that they take this whole week off to celebrate and enjoy, and maybe not leave their house at all.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good spring break. Just stay home, really give it Saturday, have a Sunday fun day, be off yesterday during the snow day. Today, fire up again. And then you're right.
Wednesday recalibration day.
Well, Thursday, Friday are destination sports fan days. Thursday, Friday are back-to-back Super Bowl Sundays.
Yeah, would say it's close to that. Yeah, basically.
In fact, if you had to skip one, would you skip Super Bowl Sunday or the first weekend of the tournament?
That's a bad question to ask me.
I know.
Well, you get. I think it's unfair because we get Sunday off too, right?
All the props and stuff. I mean,
the thing betting wise,
it definitely would be Super Bowl for me. But this is one that if they put the Super Bowl in the middle of the week, then it would be a question. They're throwing this thing on Thursday. And I was listening to Nolan Winter with Butchie on Butchie's Den. He talked about just knowing and thinking about all of the players that are playing in this. Most of them, now I don't know as much with NIL and transfer and then AAU ball throughout their entire upbringing, but Drew, all these kids that are going to be playing this weekend grew up, and when they were 12 years old, they printed off, as Doug Russell said, tested out the toner on that printer, and they had 20 different brackets filling it all out. So there's a specialness to this weekend that's hard to beat for sports fans.
About 1,000 kids. I mean, if you think of 68 teams and let's assume 15 players per team, there's more for some with walk-ons and things. That's 1,000 kids living out their dreams, being part of something that they've always wanted to be a part of. And, you know, there are a lot of kids playing from schools that never get any attention, any love, any sort of,
come on now.
As you know, but
that's a quaint notion.
What now hold on. No one's watching. No one watches the Big West.
No one's getting high point. Yeah, but on campus and stuff, they're getting paid.
Okay,
they're getting a little something.
Some kids are getting paid. I don't know if at Prairie View A&M they are, but yeah, there are some kids getting paid indeed. So, but the notion, but listen, it is maybe a quaint notion these days more than it used to be. I agree, but it is still pretty cool to know that those dreams are being fulfilled all across the country. And when we talk about the NCAA tournament, how great it is, we're talking about the first 2 days. Right. It's all about the first 2 days.
It is.
And for me, it's Thursday night. The excitement of Thursday night, knowing we just had a banger of a day and we're doing it all the way again tomorrow. The party's going to keep going tomorrow.
So the dinner break is your favorite part.
I just love knowing that,
or last game, you're waiting to hear Spiro Deeds call the final game of a 3-14. Right. And then you know that you get to wake up and do it all over again.
Because as you guys might know about me, I'm a May guy. I'm not a September or October guy because I'm excited for what's to come.
Sleep in May.
Yeah, Friday night, not Saturday night. I love the first day of vacation, not the last. That's always the depressing part. I like knowing I still have the buffet in front of me. So Thursday night is the most exciting time. Yeah.
Drew, there's certain times where you realize that what we do sometimes goes past certain individuals, right? I got asked probably 3 times yesterday. Hey, so do you think they'll have the games on it at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, right?
Oh my.
Excuse me.
Yes. Excuse me. Yeah.
They will have the games on. They'll have every single one of them. You probably could have had and should have had a spot reserved for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. Now, Potawatomi.com.
Isn't that like asking, will they have Palms on Palm Sunday?
Dude, I actually, there's certain times where you think people are pranking you, and I thought I was getting pranked. They'll have every game on. They'll have every single bit of it on. Now, it'll be difficult to be able to find your way into the sports book. This is one that maybe takes a little bit more planning ahead to be able to be in that spot. But the whatever bar you're going to take over, or if you're turning in your basement into a sports bar, Thursday, Friday is going to be there's a reason why vasectomy clinics do their biggest work here today.
Oh, yeah. 877-794-1973 gets you to the NCAAlaw.com talk and text. I hope everybody's shoveled out of their respective homes. You guys now with the city plow you in at all, create more work for you at the end of the driveway?
Not at my house, but when I went over and did the servitude over at my folks' place and the neighbor,
the Snowbird Central.
Could you help me get this one? Yeah, for sure. We'll go over there, and probably should have went and checked out and made sure that the plows didn't pack it all the way in, but they're not coming back for a month. It was it was a heavier beast than I was anticipating yesterday, Drew. But it wasn't as much the snow removal that took me to task, which was the inability. And this is a really, really tough thing to say. Dude, I can't make a snowman.
Listen, I had the same situation, Billy. I can't believe you just said that. Go ahead.
Dude, I was trying so hard yesterday, and the pressure was on, right?
Yeah.
The shot clock was on because I had already been out for a good 2 hours going to do 2 different. And man, it was good packing snow.
Well, that's what I thought.
Every single push, pack up, fall down. Roll, pack up, fall down. I mean, the inability to make a legitimate good snowman yesterday was a frustration that I don't know that I was expecting. I'd have this lever.
You need that bucket of water. You need that 5-gallon Home Depot thing of water to help.
Is that what it is? First of all, I had made it.
You might need a little bit. Just
I was thinking of a big ice cream scooper was going to help me out.
Maybe I had a similar situation, Billy. What happened was I was going through this was the heaviest, wettest stuff I've ever gotten through. Like this was liquid concrete. It was so tough to get through this stuff. This is like just absolute sludge, right? And I'm like, well, the one good thing about this when I'm finally done is I think we're gonna make a quick, easy little snowman. Lena's gonna have a great time with it. It's gonna be a great visual.
Knock it down.
I had the same thought you did, and I could not, for the life of me, keep the freaking ball together. I couldn't keep the snowball together. I did everything I could. Finally, I just made a little mound of snow and gave up. And that was it. But it's funny that you said that because I had the same situation, Billy.
Pressure-packed situation, and you're there.
And we were choking.
You're on stage, disappointing your kids.
And
setting that trend already of disappointing your kids early and often.
Early on, Drew, right away.
It's just so interesting. I mean, that was part of it. What I realized yesterday is I can't do that. I hadn't tried in years. But as you mentioned,
that's the thing. I don't know the last time I actually tried, so I am going to give us a little grace there.
Yeah. And then you mentioned the bucket of water. That might be a strategy.
That's a good call.
And there was something going on with the birds yesterday. And I sent a snap to Billy. I put it on Twitter. There's
I
something
saw
going on.
you were the fat robins.
What is going on?
Your neighborhood?
What is going on with these fat
Those robins haven't discovered GLP-1s.
Oh my God.
No peptides for the robins yet?
I had a lot of people reach out to me and said they had a similar situation. Something was going on with the robins that got here early thinking it was spring, which was great or whatever.
Yeah.
Listen, there was something weird going on.
Good luck finding food. That's why they're so fat, because it's gonna be a week before they can find anything to eat.
Apparently they're like puffing up or something because it's cold too.
Well,
but
that too.
That's a good idea. A little insulation.
As soon as I was done with one little area, they were just swarming upon it. I guess they're looking for any sort of worm on the ground or any sort of open dirt.
Trying to get fed.
Man, that's amazing stuff. Hey, listen, you got to try and eat. I get it. Big dogs got to eat. And these were some big dogs.
And some
robins.
big dogs, dude.
Those were
big dogs.
Those were like those were some linemen. Okay?
They were right to be the Wisconsin State bird.
Yeah, that's true.
Those were Wisconsinite robins if I've ever seen one that you were showcasing yesterday.
But I felt your pain with the snow. I didn't mean to be so exuberant, Billy, but I was amazing you mentioned that because I had the same situation.
All right, so
felt seen.
Yeah.
If we can stand here and have perspective on St. Patrick's Day, you look back and we did have, at least here in our corner of the state, a pretty mild winter.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not that many inconveniences, not that much bone-chilling cold. There were days when it was cold, but
there was that weak snap, and that was about it.
And that was about it. And then we get dumped at the end, and I hope that's winter's last gasp. We talked about it, how seemed like you could set your watch by it. Back when my high school recovery, when I was covering high schools, it was always at the state tournament time. We'd get this dumping, and then when I would go to spring training, we'd get this dump. Usually, spring training, when I started going there, it would snow the first, middle of February. We'd get dumped on right when I left.
Right when you left. Yep.
It'd make me guilty. I'd leave my wife and infant at home, and
when it was easy to make sure, hey, just so you know,
bring her provisions and snow blow and stuff. But does this change the dynamic? Does it change your whole life? Does one game taint the whole season? Because this. Especially, and we're
Fox Valley, it might, Drew.
I was gonna say we're talking about it, but that's life-changing snow. When you got, I saw some of our brethren in the media up in Green Bay and stuff where
they had real problems.
The end of their driveway, the snow is higher than the mailbox, which is 4 feet off the ground. That's insane. And it's like, whoa.
Seeing Butchie's video of him trying to dig out. Now he's still trying to get down to Madison to be able to get on the plane and go to Portland. That was one of the tough parts, and we got a shot right here from our friend Rhonda, as like the walls are literally higher than the snowblower. So this might be one of those where, hey, your perfect game, your no-hitter got wrecked right away at the end of the year.
Everybody's snowblower was like the lady Norelco I had when I was first at Stately Olson Manor.
It's dulled up.
The tiny one. It's like, wait a minute, this looks like a toy now. Like there's no way. And I would use that in the 2-foot snowfalls like this. And my neighbor would come over with his big boy errands and say, "Hey, I got you.
Through that thing.
I got you." I'm like, "No, dude, you don't have to. I'll just carve out I'll just carve away with this, for the next 4 hours. I'm good."
It's like, no, let me help you out. And that's what I was going to say too, is that these are the type of days where a couple things happen, right? Whoever the biggest, baddest boy on your block is with the biggest, baddest blower or equipment or plow, they're waiting to show that thing off. Just swinging around the block, man. They're waiting to do it. Yeah,
they are. True.
Trying to swing their blower around?
They are waiting to do it because
the guy with the pickup with the plow.
So that's where you have a mutual kind of beneficiary thing where on one hand, they get the ego boost of having the machinery. On the other hand, they use it and you say, all right, thanks. Yeah. I appreciate you clearing this thing out for me. And we always say that sports in these divided times are the one thing that brings us together. No. It's heavy weather. It's heavy snow, because that's one of the best things about it is like everyone's out there working together, trying to clear off your neighbor. Nothing really brings us together to help each other out like one of these storms. So as tough as it was for a lot of people, and you mentioned up in the valley and up north central Wisconsin, they had a real tough time with it. I'm sure there was equal amounts of people helping out their neighbor, which I appreciate. And you mentioned Butch. He's got a tough spot because as tough and high as the snow is everywhere there, including for him, he's the one guy that can look over the snow at all times. So it's like we need Butch's 7 foot here to like tell us what's going on, because we can't see over these snowbanks, but Butch can. And news for Butchie, you can't be shoveling with your hands. That ain't gonna work, buddy. I saw him trying to do that on Twitter.
That's tough deal.
Not gonna happen.
Tough deal.
So there's a lot of things that in this snow, it does warm your cockles.
We need more 7 foot shovels, and I don't necessarily know that those work. And I don't know if you guys had seen this before. It's definitely existed. I'm just new to the game. My man yesterday, as I was riding through and seeing some folks do exactly what Armen said, flex the machinery, show what they got. Dude had the riding lawnmower, the tractor, not with the plow on front, Drew, with a full-fledged snowblower on front.
Ooh.
I mean, it was intense.
That's impressive.
Like longer than most cars from what it looked like.
Wow.
And just as proud as I possibly could, he had an extended, swivel, little crank that he could turn the thing around. I don't know how he was holding the auger or if that was already set. It was one of the most impressive pieces of machinery I had seen. And then, I mean, with gas at $3.30 a gallon, I don't know if maybe he was like, hey, you guys got to tip me to be able to ride through. But he was kind of like Debo going down the neighborhood, just looking around saying,
big time.
Do I flex on these guys and clear this thing real quick in 20 minutes or no? It was fun. I was proud of it. He had to have been living his best life.
I find out quickly who your better neighbors are. And
that's true.
I'll say this for you guys that have to get up early, and Billy, you fired it up yesterday, like early in the morning. I don't think there is a statute of limitations. Like, it depends on your living situations. I've been in some homes where the houses are close together and your bedroom window might be right over your neighbor's driveway. But man, when it's back at Stately Olson Manor West, we had pretty big lots and like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 3 a.m. didn't matter. I could go out there and it's so quiet when there's like the snow is deadening. So it's not as loud.
It doesn't feel as bad.
The snowblower is not as bad early morning hours as a lawnmower would be.
1,000%. And there's also
open in the summer and someone's out mowing their lawn at 6 a.m. That's a foul.
Yeah.
Snow blowing. No, it's never too early.
No, because now you're choosing to be that guy at 6 a.m. with the lawnmower. With the snowblower, hey man, gotta do what you gotta do.
And
this is a ride and survive.
The average snowblower isn't that much louder than the plows that are rolling.
That's
through,
fair.
Right?
True.
So
that's
you're
fair.
Hearing that anyway.
And you don't have the beep.
Yep.
Beep,
snow
beep,
etiquette
beep.
here on the Huddle today. We all got through it together. Hopefully that's the last
Proud of all
gasp.
of you.
Now we're on to the play-in tournament in Dayton, the World Baseball Classic, which we'll talk about. We're buying and selling today. Butchie's going to join us at 7:25 to talk brackets. It is, by the way, did we mention St. Patrick's Day? Let's get some corned beef, some green beer, some JMO, and some soda bread, and let's go. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. St. Patrick's Day edition of the Huddle. Wearing to the green. At least I'm wearing green.
I forgot to.
Yeah, I'm so dumb. Totally forgot.
It's 3:30 in the morning. You're getting dressed. It's not the same. But that's why I threw my Bucks hat on.
White. Hey, there you go. Let's try.
Other than that, I had no other green today.
Hat.
So
mine was more about the layering. I didn't really do this intentionally. It's like I know it's cold out. It's like what, single digits again?
You better believe it. Oh yeah,
9 or 10 when I woke up.
Yeah. So no. But I can go home and then go out later.
You better believe it.
I'm going to be doing some day imbibing today because I haven't had that luxury in many, many years.
Will you be a potato pancake guy or just straight green beer? Or what will you imbibe
green beer? Maybe if they have some corned beef sliders or something.
Okay,
I go myself of a little corned beef today, depending on where we go.
I'm never against the corned beef and hash. It's not my favorite. It's definitely not my favorite, but I'll mix
one or
mix
two
around
Reubens
with it.
a year isn't going to kill you, right?
100%.
Once in a while,
100%.
Especially around this time of year.
But the Irish car bomb is the one that I miss the most. Like and as strange as that sounds, and as probably just aggressive as it is, that's the part of St. Patrick's Day I miss the absolute most.
There you go. Okay.
Man.
There are also other Irish dishes besides corned beef and cabbage. Like, you don't think they have to have corned beef and cabbage. I get it. I mean, that's like the staple. That's like the tradition.
Stew?
Yeah, you got Irish stew.
Let's get the Armenian to tell us about the Irish heritage. Come on, let's hear it.
Exactly.
Shepherd's
right.
What do we got?
No, just checking out.
I'll go to Costco and grab that right away.
Checking out some, as you said, shepherd's pie, bangers and mash. And we serve up
Irish
bangers
breakfast.
every day, so you might as well serve up mash and creamy cold cannon, whatever that is, mashed potatoes with kale. So I'm just kind of Googling.
How excited were you to celebrate the bangers that you get to play?
Bangers and mash, man.
Bangers and mash.
Absolutely, which is just sausage, right?
Bangers and mash.
Yeah.
Now, there are plenty of there's spots that do the green pancake mix. That's an impressive
That's
feat.
great.
You
I
throw a
love
little
that.
food coloring in there, and you can make anything a party.
Nah, so food dies, gotta be careful. But like one day a year, we're cool, right? We're cool with that. One day a year, little extra greenery, a little, what is that? Vegetables? Like, you don't want that.
Yeah,
There
sure.
you go.
Yeah.
Broccoli in the air? Is that what you're talking
I
about?
don't know, man. I mean, you want to be careful because you don't want too many vegetables. Like,
What are you, Zabe?
yeah, exactly. What am I?
No vegetables and
needles?
don't let my foods touch
What
each
am I,
other.
Al Michaels?
Yeah, Al Michaels Sariat over here. I love that.
So everybody's Irish today, but we're all Americans every day. And the U.S. plays Venezuela for the World Baseball Classic
Let's go.
Championship tonight. It puts us in the unique situation of having to root for and against Churio and Contreras.
Yeah, no doubt. And one team that when they walked into the tournament, I think Venezuela was like 7-1, 8-1 to win the whole thing. A little bit of an underdog. However, when you got Ronald Acuna leading off games, hard to call them anyone's underdog. That doesn't feel like a lineup that would be underdogs at all.
Well, when William and Jackson are batting 8th and 9th respectively, yeah, that's a banger of a lineup. No pun intended.
Churio's batting 9th, and he's like the second leadoff guy, right?
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much. And well, he had a hit last night. They'd start the winning rally.
Yeah.
Contreras has done nothing for Venezuela, really, offensively.
No, a legit offer.
Yeah, William is not at all.
Due.
Yeah, he's definitely due. But he has not had a good tournament. I don't know what the deal is there, but Churio's been contributing and playing, and we'll have a very fun atmosphere tonight for that game. Now,
God, it'll be awesome. Party.
Venezuela, Italy, Venezuela was on the ropes until the 7th when they reeled off a couple of
big time
and pushed across 3 runs.
That 3 in the 7th obviously flips the game where, I mean, Italy gets the lead early, and I don't know if anybody else was feeling it. I'm like, oh my God. We're going to Grazie this thing all the way to the championship. Like, it just, the magic carpet ride that they've kind of been on felt like it wasn't going to end. I did appreciate Alex Rodriguez asked Jorge Posada, because Dominican like us, that was a great baseball. What are you doing in Italy jersey? He goes, well, Francisco asked me if I wanted to be a part of it. I said, hell yeah. And I'm going to do it. And A-Rod just kind of laughed, and then they buffed it off right away. There was, however these teams came together, Drew, the competitiveness of the games is something that you just can't manufacture. And seeing Churio hit right in front of Acuna in that 9-1 spot, when Acuna has kind of been like hey, if he maxes out all the potential, could be Ronald Acuna Jr. And to see them side by side, damn, there's real thought that you could be looking at the next one of those guys. Where, I mean, he's a face of baseball, and Jackson's not that far behind, but the pressure is squarely on the United States, obviously, but I don't know out of any of the teams and any of the fan bases This one does feel like it's going to be somewhat 50-50 because that Venezuelan crowd was out in full force last night in Miami.
And they're fired up. Yeah.
Video of them celebrating outside in a downpour and still getting after it.
That's amazing.
And that's the best part about these tournaments. It matters to these countries. It matters to these fan bases. And that's what makes it exciting for everybody. I was a little surprised to see at Potawatomi Sportsbook, Billy, the U.S. team of minus 286. So decently heavy favorite there.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of thought it'd be closer to maybe, minus 160 or 170. I don't know.
Probably could be.
I wasn't handicapping this, but hey, I mean, look, if you're Venezuela, you've been kind of bucking the trend. You've been kind of the underdog in terms of, when they came back and beat Japan. I saw Japan's manager step down after losing that game last night. He said, I'm done. I'm not.
Shohei sent out a big apology. Posted a big statement and apology.
Yeah, Hirokazu Ibata. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. He's
close enough.
He's saying he's stepping down after the WBC loss. So, look, I'm sure Venezuela feels that type of confidence and that belief in themselves. So it should be a great final tonight.
Yeah, and if the U.S. loses, Mark DeRosa will just slide on over to his TV job.
That's right.
No shame.
No shame in that one.
No.
He was on McAfee yesterday, and he was enjoying himself, saying, "Hey, I heard everybody taking the swings as." Mark, let's win the thing before we start taking the victory lap. Then we really roll through.
Exactly. So now in the meanwhile, back here among the Tyrant Strip Club ads, I would say it's folly to focus on anything unless it's really weird Jason Stark type stuff, to focus on anything that really happens during the course of a Cactus League game. But the Brewers arc over 2 days, going from being a pitch away from being perfect gamed to scoring 10 runs in an inning and beating up on the Dodgers 24-9.
24-9.
And winning a game when you trail 7-0 in the top of the fifth.
That's going to be some pretty legendary stuff right there.
24-9 against the Dodgers. Now, does that in any way make you feel better about the NLCS? Of course not.
No, but I did.
But it's
feel
all you have.
It's what we have right now, and I did appreciate that he didn't acknowledge it. But I did ask Kurt Hogue when he put that out there. I'm like, you want to ask the boys if they maybe thought about doing this last year? They're making it look far too easy to just plate all these runs. And Brandon Lockridge, Drew, as much as you don't take a bunch into spring training, that dude's making a nice push to try to make the club with that granny yesterday.
It really is.
Really good spring.
Brewers scored 10 runs in the fifth, and then 9 runs in the seventh, and then 5 in the ninth. That was their scoring output. Scoring in bunches after almost being subject to a perfect game against you in spring training. Yeah, that just tells you that's spring training in a nutshell.
That is a spring training game. And every time I kept getting a notification of another score, the one thing that I said was, holy cow, that game's still going. And then wait a second. It's a touchdown. This is a full football score at 24-7 at one point. That's next level.
That's old school spring training to play a game that lasted 3 hours and 54 minutes. That is
grinder out there.
Old school. I'm surprised they got through it and didn't run out of pitching, right? It's a lot of times we're out of pitching.
Get somebody else in a 94 jersey and see if they can throw them out there.
Find someone else to throw.
But one of the Brewers' first round picks from last year, I believe, Brady Ebel, he had himself a homer, which is kind of nice to be able to see. This is also the kick in the pants on a Monday special, on a Wednesday or a Tuesday version. This was going to be this was going to be the week that I was going to be down in spring training, and these would have been a couple of crazy games that you're seeing, where, Drew, they do almost get no hit. Then they explode for the most offense that they have had in a long time. And, yesterday's still a little bit more of a Brewer connection. I don't know that a lot of people are putting Angel Zerpa in a Brewers uniform when he's getting the win yesterday for Venezuela. I like being able to see a little bit of somebody that the Brewers ended up targeting and wanting, and the first of the moves that had people scratching their heads with what the Brewers did in the offseason, trading Isaac Collins and company over to Kansas City. You might have seen why, because Zerpa K'd up Ohtani in that Japan game and was pretty good last night when he came in relief.
It's pretty exciting. Andrew Fisher had a good tournament. I mean,
he was really good in the tournament.
Stuff going on for the Brewers. 877-794-1973. Buy or sell Tuesday is coming up on the program if you want to get a jump on that or just share your thoughts on it. This being St. Patrick's Day, and Chad Patrick pitched for the Brewers yesterday.
Oh, good. Very nice.
All time, throughout, that's the theme of the day, all-time favorite Patricks in sports. Pat or Patrick?
Well, this is really good. I mean, the first one that comes to mind,
Patrick Murphy.
That's a great one. I mean, Pat Murphy,
Pat
right?
Murphy.
Patrick Ewing is another big one, obviously.
You got the greats, Patrick Ewing, Patrick Waugh.
Oh, good one with the
I
cock
can't
connection.
hear you with my
two rings in my
Stanley
ears.
Cup rings in my ear.
Yeah,
I can't
I'm
hear
one of the
you.
all-time
Patrick
great
Kane,
pressers.
now all-time
Patrick
leading
Kane.
goal scorer for a United States-born player.
Mhm. The great Patrick Beverly, the great Buck Patrick
Bev?
Beverly. Come on, Billy, don't laugh.
Pat Bev.
He gave us
Connaughton is where I thought you were going with
Pat
that one.
Connaughton.
Of course, Pat Connaughton, Patty. I say took one of the big. I mean, Pat Connaughton. In those moments can live in infamy when your team wins it. Took one of the biggest charges down the
absolutely.
stretch in Game
His
6.
bloody face will be.
I'll never
forever
forget that. He hit some monster threes in Game 4 when we were in trouble. In Game 4, going down 3-1.
Well, and he earned, I think, the first Bucks bang of the finals when he gave a 3 that put him up 20 in Game 3. So it's big time stuff from Pat Connaughton.
Yeah. So just if you can, great Patrick.
Pat Riley.
Pat Riley, of course.
One of the GOATs.
Yeah. Speaking of Ewing,
I really just wanted to say Patrick Starr, but sadly he's the
How about
only.
Danica Patrick?
I get that one, Billy.
Ooh.
Well, her greatness is debated.
Yeah,
I
people
agree.
were very happy that she was not on the F1 coverage, from what I heard.
Yeah, her
Former
greatness is
Brewers
debated.
broadcaster Pat Hughes.
Now that's the one I love. Pat Hughes.
And he did local
A
Marquette
double
games.
play.
Yeah.
My pal Pat McCurdy.
Of course, Pat
Of
McCurdy.
course, a local legend.
Boy, Drew's on fire here.
I mean, it's like give me some Patrick.
Firing these things up. Let's
There aren't
ride.
that many of them.
There's not
There's
that
a
many.
great
Lucas
obscure
Patrick.
Lucas Patrick.
Hey, come on now. Good one.
There's a great obscure Brewers pitcher that Armen will love. Bronzewell Patrick.
I don't even remember him.
Bronzewell Patrick.
I don't even remember
pitched
him.
in
What
the
a
90s.
name.
Bronzewell Patrick.
Man.
Interesting cat.
How about Pat
Look up
Lee?
his numbers.
Pat Lee, Packer
Lee.
Super Bowl champion.
Yeah,
Good
Pat
one.
Lee.
He was a backup secondary guy, I believe, on
I
that
like
team.
it.
Or maybe
I like it.
he was. I think he
We're
was.
celebrating everybody named Patrick today because it's your
You're
day, St. Patrick's Day. It's corned beef, cabbage, green beer, shovel out, get ready for the rain and sun to get rid of all this, snow and say goodbye to winter after this week.
It's coming. Not today,
we're-
maybe, but the warm weather is coming.
Inside 2 weeks to opening day. It's got to be coming.
It's
right?
gotta be.
coming. Jeez.
Don't worry, Billy. I got your Patrick.
Well, they
Star
get
reference.
26 inches in
appreciate
Appleton, and they're
Oh.
2 weeks away from T-Rats baseball. I mean, come on.
I don't know how they're gonna have to get the the old school snow blower for the
Helicopter
grass and just the
That's
big
turf.
old wheel. Just roll that stuff on off of there.
I think
turf.
that is turf, and I think, but in general, for talk about fields and yards and lawns, it's that saturation. It's going to be so muddy. That's what you're worried
That's
about,
true.
But
it's gonna be rough.
it's turf, Billy.
Gonna be rough.
What?
I think it's turf.
877
What are you talking
794 1973
the field, right?
gets you in. No Dolph today, so we're gonna have to power through halftime by ourselves about an hour from right now. I think we're up for the task. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Rolling along the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app, streaming live on Facebook, X, and YouTube, of course, where the comments flow freely. So does the green beer on this St. Patrick's Day edition.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to Ireland, loved Ireland, visited there, can't wait to go back. It's lovely country, wonderful people, better food than I thought. But I will say this, and it's not hot take hump day yet, but I'll jump the route. With the possible exception of my pals, Dropkick Murphys and some others, Irish music kind of sucks.
Well, the interesting one here today, and you want to talk about the people that are going to hear the most of it.
Irish music.
How about the traditional Irish music of those young girls and the couple of boys that are going to be dancing at every single school today?
They're great. I mean,
they are hearing every Celtic banger you possibly could.
Shout out to all the
Irish
bagpipers.
dance is cool and it's a discipline. My niece did it at a very high level for years. Very expensive endeavor.
Very
much like
expensive.
travel
Those
sports.
uniforms, oh my
Those
gosh.
dresses, the hair is a little creepy.
I've never felt
the makeup, the not dancing with the arms.
Yeah.
Creepy.
It's the not with the arms that I've always been more impressed.
I think it's an impressive athletic endeavor.
Oh,
though.
totally.
That is
You
that
can't
is
be-
hard to do.
The calves
It's
are
good
insane.
cardio. If you have a kid, like, well, yeah, our friend wanted his son to cross train and get ready for hockey and footwork by Irish dancing.
Well, and we talk about
Yes.
youth sports so much, right? And the travel and this and that. The youth dance, and especially the Irish dance, is one crazy industry for families. The way they're traveling around, it's a lot of commitment.
This is their Super Bowl
This
today.
is their Super Bowl today. And so shout out to like Trinity and Glenn Castle. I'm sorry,
Glenn Castle. Figure it out, guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, all right. I did my best to try and. I bet there's going to be some Irish dance groups I didn't shout out. I'm going to get some flack for it probably.
But I've always wanted, like, the parents, then this is a day you're taking off and the dad might just go to Kelly's bleachers and the mom's going to shuttle back and forth with the youngster to like 4 or 5 different schools.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden dad gets the call, hey, we're back home. Wait, it's 4 o'clock already? Oh, it's 7 o'clock already. Oh, whoops. Like, there could be some sudden changes that would happen, I would assume, with the elongated day here today.
Yes.
The
877.
school assembly though was great. You knew you were getting at least 45 minutes.
That's right.
To
the
camp out and
assembly.
do absolutely nothing
That's a good
while these
point.
kids were just going ham sandwich on those bleachers.
It's pretty impressive. There's no question about it. Yeah.
Love it. 877-794-1973. Once again, we'll get around to buying or selling, but if you want to jump the route, feel free on this St. Patrick's Day. We're also entertaining your favorite Patricks of all time in sports and culture.
And the talking text line has given us a couple of great ones. Mike and Merrill, as well as another in the 715, gave us Pat Tillman. That's one that we definitely should have had. In Vito in 920, Pat Richter.
There you go.
Oh,
Pat Richter, we talked
really
about
good one.
a couple of weeks ago. Probably on the Mount Rushmore of most important, influential Wisconsin sports figures
Right.
of all time.
No
and the reason why he's got the
question.
statue.
Yeah.
As we're entering March Madness in full, Pat Summit.
That's
Pat
another one.
Summitt,
Yeah.
Head Summit, the legendary Tennessee Vols.
Well, one of the greats ever, obviously,
Hall
in
of
her
Famer.
sport, revolutionized the sport. Pat Fitzgerald, obviously, if you
Sure,
heard it.
yeah.
And, John Fitzpatrick is the Packers
For the
tight
Green Bay
end.
Packers, I
Yeah.
like that one. I like
And,
this
yeah,
one from
so-
Cloud of Bots or Bats, whichever one it
This
ends
is an
up being.
amazing picture, by the way, of this guy.
Pat Summerall. Well, our guy comes out. This is our guy that
Pat
comes out
Summerall.
and joins us at Football Feast all the time. But yeah, Pat
Oh, okay.
Summerall was a phenomenal one. And the amount of old games that I've been
Oh.
able to watch and hear that voice.
His voice, man. Those
So
pipes were incredible.
Less is more.
He and
Pat
Brookshire
Summerall.
drinking
Yeah.
in the booth, of course. That was always good,
Well, and I think one of my favorite parts of Summerall is he's one of the few and only guys that was an act. People will forget was a player
Uh-huh.
and then was the play-by-play guy.
Not common. Yeah.
No, I mean, for
Yeah.
the majority of the time, if that's going to be your route, nobody is going to think you're going to go and be the play-by-play guy. But it's just a phenomenal run. Also, everyone thinks he was a place kicker. My man did get to play the real football.
He
Dude.
did.
They lined him up at defensive end as well.
He did. Armen, here's one for you. You're our tennis guy, Patrick McEnroe.
Pat McEnroe, yes. Everyone thinks of John, but there's
and
also
Patrick.
Pat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that his brother?
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Indeed.
He won a doubles championship. He won some majors on the doubles side. He was a big doubles guy.
Yeah, and there's
Patrick
also
was.
Pat Rafter, the Australian tennis player who won a couple big tournaments in the 90s. So there's another
That's
one
true. Yeah. So
for you.
hit us with your famous Patricks in sports or in culture.
Patrick Starr. It's Patrick Starr.
Well,
John.
Yeah,
there
John
you go.
Kurosawa
Yeah,
had
of
it
course.
wrong
Patrick
here.
Starr. It's not Patrick Starfish.
On
Patrick
YouTube.
Patrick Star. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Tan and
YouTube.
Pat Surtain the second.
right.
How have we
Both of
not
them.
said Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, Patty Mahomes. Oh, my goodness. There's a lot more than you think of. You know?
Talk about out of sight, out of mind. You blow your ACL out, Drew, and we'll definitely forget about those 3 Super Bowls you won. Very, very quickly forget about that name.
Yeah, that's wow. 877-794-1973. Patrick Willis was another one, linebacker.
Good player.
Just made him a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Keep them coming. Famous Patricks on this St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, I mean, it's almost a little bit of overkill, and it's spaced out. And we had that Shamrock Shuffle in Milwaukee a couple weeks ago before the snow. We had a lot of people dressed in green and kind of getting after it this weekend. Today's the day, though. There'll be the parade in Armen, and today's the actual day for the diehards. They dyed the river green in Chicago. So where it falls on the calendar is important, but I do love, and we've had this in the past, where either St. Patrick's Day falls on either the first or second day of the NCAA tourney.
Yeah.
On that Thursday, like I think it was 13 years ago, I was doing a gig with our friends from Left's Lucky Town on 72nd State Street, watching games there that first day, and it was absolutely epic with the green beer and the games on.
Yes.
You have the Badgers or Marquette playing on a St. Patrick's Day when everybody's just getting after it. That is like a destination holiday to me.
Yeah, that changes it up. And I know that there's some people that like to separate it, and we want this party and then we want the other party. Well, at certain points in your life, you only get one party a week, right? Like there are times in that you probably only going to get one good party a week. So you really want to make sure that you can combine all the excitement and all the energy into one. It's like when you do the vacation, you do the guys trip out to Vegas, you invite almost everybody because you know
your one shot.
This is gonna be our one shining moment. All right, we're gonna be out there for 3 days, and hopefully we can see all the boys.
That's a good point, because I've been one of those that's always been on the separate them to get more parties out. Like I would have said, and I know we had this debate in the past. Like I would have St. Patrick's was like the day before NCAA Tournament day 1, but it works out this week because I don't really consider Tuesday the NCAA Tournament yet, although it really is. So I guess it works out this week that they're separate, but Billy, you are right. I mean, there is a time and a vintage in life where you don't get a chance to run it every day, so you might as well pack everything into one. Put everything into the car, guys, because we're only taking one trip out there. So I guess you make a great point there.
877-794-1973. Gotta love our local news. And amidst all the blizzard coverage,
what do we got?
AJ Dillon and his wife expecting a second child.
Congrats.
Just got a little run with a picture and a chyron.
Congrats, Algiers Jamal.
No news too small when it comes to the Packers.
94 WIP?
Yeah.
That's an Eagle Line running back.
I've been reading about that debate.
A guy who played here and posted a lot of stuff about Door County because of his wife's connections is expecting his second child. And we'll give 10 seconds of our news budget.
Come on.
To that.
It's relevant to some. It's relevant to some, and we are Packers. And he was a Packers player, and yeah, I guess he's leveraged that into the whole local legend thing.
I would get it if there was more of a hook. Like they interview the girl from Door County that's on American Idol. They interview her like every other day.
Oh, that's fair.
So
yeah, that's fair.
That's cross promotion. But this was just like, hey, people
10
like
second.
AJ Dillon.
Little 10-second VO. It's not.
That's true. That's true.
I get your point.
Who are we to complain? Not like there's other news to talk about. All right, we are first hour is in the books. Shooting shirts are off. Let's get after it. It's still cold out. We're still digging out, but we're here for you today and every day. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
May it be with the team that wears red, though, on Thursday. The Badgers, the only team from our state in the big dance. For Coach Greg Gard, it's time to shine.
You've earned this opportunity to go play in this tournament, which obviously it's bright lights and big stage and everybody's eyes are on it. But the message always is we've had to work for 5, 6 or more months to get to this point. Like I said, it doesn't just happen here in March. This journey started a long, long time ago. We have to continue to get better and continue to be the best version of ourselves as we go forward into Thursday.
Thursday, it's a 12:50 Central Time tip-off, meaning that's 10:50 in the morning local time. To the NBA, the Bucks host Cleveland tonight. Tip-off is at 7. Also tonight in the NBA, it's the Timberwolves entertaining the Suns. Also, Oklahoma City is at Orlando. The Nuggets will play host to the 76ers. Hour 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake now! Everybody wake
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you. You need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddle.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 hit. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Sit our guys after and make the play.
Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen
This
Sarian.
is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Broadcasting to a growing band of insomniacs, early risers, sports and stuff fans. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app, of course, streaming X, Facebook, and YouTube. Drew, Billy, and Armen bring it to you. St. Patrick's Day edition of the program. Green beer and corned beef and cabbage for everybody who wants to partake in that. And if you want to partake in the discussion, 877-794-1973 to the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Be buying and selling momentarily. But one of the blockbuster stories, like we've had, I mean, NFL free agency seems like it was 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
That's
Very
the way
true.
things roll. We got the World Baseball Classic championship game tonight, U.S. against Venezuela. Been following that. Brewers in spring training getting ever closer to that, to opening day. Bucks playing out the string. Badgers gearing up for a great matchup against High Point in Portland. all the stuff that's happening. And then one of the stories today, national story with a local angle. And for us, anytime you can sink your teeth into one of those,
it's always the best.
You go for it. We swing it to Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Where Watertown native Nate Oates, he of the most successful tournament coach in Alabama Crimson Tide history.
Again?
A Final Four participant a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah. Exciting team, too. Yeah. Always fun.
They
always
are. They get up and down.
He and his club are up against it right now this week because their point guard got caught with a pound of marijuana, paraphernalia, and a lot of cash.
Yeah, and the intent to sell is never a good tag to throw on that. And listen, the boys that ended up operating that sting, there's a moment in time I would assume where all of a sudden they're like, wait a second,
in that state,
Monday of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah,
come on now, we're scheming this bad boy out. We know exactly where we're going and when we're going to close this thing down.
So the point guard is Aiden Holloway.
Come on, Aiden.
And boy, imagine if the Badgers had to go into the tournament without Nick Boyd.
Not a great time to catch the case. I do wonder a little bit down there. I'm just going to say it. This is basketball, not football. What if it had been on the football team? What would the situation be? You know?
Well, I would say your logic is not flawed.
It's not the same energy for
depends on if Captain Nick was maybe still in charge. Maybe he would have had a conversation with a police scanner.
We don't do this. But we don't do this, Mr.
It was just a couple years ago that they won 31 games. They won the conference championship in like the regular season and tournament. And Brandon Miller's
incident
got implicated in connection to the shooting death of James Harris off the Tuscaloosa Strip, where it was alleged that Miller handed the gun to former teammate Darius Miles. Oates described Miller as being in the wrong spot at the wrong time. He took some heat for that.
Yeah, wrong place.
Miller was ultimately not charged, but they went on and they lost in the Sweet 16 that year. So that was a bit of a distraction. So they've been down this street before.
And now Brandon Miller is starring in the NBA, and no one remembers it. It's pretty quickly how things can change. But yeah, you're spot on, Drew. That's second time in 3 years that follows you. And we talk about it, and Matt LePay has made a good joke about it, and it's the tale as old as time, and it's so damn true. You can be guilty of just about anything. Just don't lose. I mean, just don't lose.
It.
And what are they, a 5 seed coming up this weekend in Alabama?
I think so. 4 or 5.
They're a 4 or 5. If they fall in an upset, there's gonna be a lot of conversations. It's gonna get a lot louder than it was when they were the number one of the teams going to the Final Four and almost feeling like a 1 seed lock throughout the year. So it's I was reading the story yesterday, and it felt like it was straight out of D3's Finest, the old straight to DVD movie, where all of a sudden day before the biggest tournament, something happens here, which is 1000% avoidable, right? 1000% avoidable issue as long as we're just not finding the scale in the house. It's easy how quickly that can change.
They were a 4 seed, or they are a 4 seed, and they're playing Hofstra, and they will be without their point guard who scored like 18 points in their last game in the SEC tournament. Nate Oates, great story, great guy. You interviewed him at the Final Four? We did. He was involved in the one you were at, I think.
I think it was when he was involved. Yes, and he was not doing a whole lot of interviews, but I think we talked to him on the side because we've had a conversation or two.
I think I was there when he was at Alabama, I remember. But there's a guy. What a story! Watertown's own,
crazy
Maranatha Baptist High School star, Maranatha Baptist College star. Got on the coaching staff there. Went to high school in Detroit and coached outside of Detroit for like 10 or 11 years. Got discovered, I think, by Bobby Hurley, who was recruiting one of his players, liked the cut of his jib, got the job at Buffalo, put him on the staff, took over as the coach of Buffalo, and then moved on to Alabama. And now he's one of the giants in the industry.
One of the amazing coaching tracks when you really look at it. Yeah. And there are always times when you think how one action or one moment in time can change the course of sports history. And like you said, him being discovered and going to Buffalo with a guy that was unheralded at the time from Romulus High School, Michigan, and they become these big college coaches. It's amazing. What if that never happened? You always think about that. You always wonder what kind of talent is out there that's undiscovered. He
also did a couple of years with Whitewater. I think they won a national title D3 when he was an assistant on that staff, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, that's a hell of a story. But yeah, he's had to deal with some adversity. Also, his wife Crystal had lymphoma and was undergoing chemo and stuff like that. That was 10 years ago or so. I mean, he's had quite the He's battled
quite
adversity.
the track. Yeah, quite the track. And I'm also
a really good guy, a great guy to interview. He's one of us.
Totally forgot that. I didn't even realize that Maranatha Baptist Bible College is now Maranatha Baptist University out there in Lawton.
They switched university. There you go.
My goodness. How did I miss
When
that
did your
one?
Carroll Pio switch from Carroll College to Carroll University?
I want to say 2008 or
That was a big moment.
very, very close to when very close to when I was there.
That was a big moment. Almost as big a moment as when they got rid of the Bears C. Right? Isn't that a big moment there?
Yeah.
But Nate Oates, I mean, he's got almost like a 700 winning percentage in Division I college coaching. So there's no question about that, but he's having to deal with this situation now. And definitely not what they had planned on. And I'm sure there's enough people that are thinking about one thing and one thing only. I already filled up my bracket. Now can I go refill up my bracket and just screwed up my bracket with the Alabama? So it should be interesting to see. But you never know sometimes how teammates and teams can rise up in these situations and overcome the loss when you think something should happen.
Right.
On
And
paper.
I mean, they could just blaze Hofstra and wipe the floor and burn Texas Tech. You have no clue. But there's something to the last moment before or the week of the tournament. There's always going to be one big time story, and you just pray to God it's not going to be you.
Not your guy.
Just pray it's not you. And Drew, isn't this exactly what we joke about when the layoff right after OTAs and minicamp in the NFL? To once you get to training camp,
absolutely,
or that like week off after training camp before you come back for the start of the year, right? You get that 4 days. Hey man, just don't end up on the blotter.
That's the Kenny Loggins song, "The Danger Zone."
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Right into the danger zone. Don't get in trouble during this week. That was the inspiration. You're part of the podcast. Was when Roger said, "Carry the G." Make sure you carry the G even when you leave the building. I remember when he said that, and my instant thought was, "Oh, Nagler's going to make that a T-shirt.
Make that a T-shirt.
Got to make sure you carry the G." And he made it a beer brand and a podcast, and never let an opportunity slip by.
Full on capitalized and capitalism in that one. That's a perfect spot to be in.
That was one of the great things Aaron ever. I love that. That was one of the great things he ever said. That was one of the great
good bars.
Moment. I don't know what the right word is, but that things to say and standards to live by, to set by, and it's going to sustain now more than like G-Force. It'll carry the G will sustain a lot more.
You would say that, but you miss it. I mean, Drew and I, when we're pulling up, and our friends that are listening to us in the Fox Valley here, man, they fire up G-Force up in Green Bay all Sunday morning.
Maybe it's time to bring G-Force
right before the broadcast fires up, and you and Dennis come in with that super sweet intro, and also now Drew fires up, and you'd hear G-Force. Let me tell you, go horse, let them feel the G-Force.
Maybe it's time to really bring that back then.
We actually just need to make it a legitimate and good song for it to be too.
I like that.
Powerful.
Right. 877-794-1973. Buying and selling today. We're buying and selling. And let's fire it up. You got anything that you'd like to, the proposition?
Well, the first off, I'm buying Maranatha Baptist Bible College, pardon me, Maranatha Baptist University, with not only Nate Oates being a Division I college coach, a former Indiana head football coach Tom Allen, also in the noted alumni. I'm just surprised that Matthew McGivern isn't in this, and Mike McGivern, his dad, is going to join us coming up tomorrow. That's the only reason why I knew about Maranatha Baptist Bible College. I'm excited that there's more basketball players that are coming out of that spot. But guys, I got to sell on one thing that I saw throughout the day yesterday, and people are continuing to flush it out here. I'm kind of selling on this new Bills Stadium. Have you guys seen the videos and everybody enjoying every single mock-up? And
I did.
Now we got all the 360-degree views, and it looks like a football stadium.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype for the drone shot, and I couldn't decide, is this a regular stadium or not?
It looks like a very regular stadium,
which is fine.
I'm down with it.
Yeah,
but let's not act like it's some kind of marvel to
modern technology.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry,
I
I don't know that architecture is going to go to a groundbreaking level with this thing. It looks very similar to Globe Life Field
or State Farm Arena
or State Farm down in Arizona, kind of like a Costco. I mean, like the all gray on the outside. I can't not see Amazon distribution center.
I mean, I hear you. And then to me, the other part of that is that's fine because it's the Bills. I didn't think they should have some sort of art, artsy, like technologically unique, like we're going to try and use solar power. No, this is the Buffalo Bills. It's Buffalo. It's got to be made with steel, and it's got to be hardy, and it's got to be able to withstand the pressure of, Bills Mafia plus the weather, all those things, except for like a newer updated version. So I was okay with that. But you're right, Billy. I'm going to sell the fact that it was some sort of crazy, unique, amazing. Everyone's like, look at it. Other than the fact that huge stadiums look cool when they're empty.
That looks like Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah, I've heard that. It's a little more rounded, I guess.
Yeah.
The inside of these bowls, though, pause. Speaking of the native one. But like the inside of all the seating bowls all look very much the exact same now, don't they? Like it kind of looks copy and paste from everything else.
They calibrated down and only made it 60,000 seats.
Yeah,
now I'm kind of surprised by
creating
that too.
some demand there, but I mean,
buy or sell on that. Once upon a time, the thought was, maybe it's intuitive thought. Well, you sell more tickets then with more seats.
But for $2 billion, if you're building in a cold weather area, how can you not think about the retractable or some kind of roof? Because then you can use it year round.
Well,
and it's becoming like if they're going to retrofit American Family Field with HVAC and heating so that they can have more cold weather events, like they didn't do that initially.
Right, they did not.
But now they're realizing, we can make more money if we can use this building more dates. Isn't it the same in Buffalo?
Yeah, and it seemed there was a big culture fight on that one.
Huge.
A big fight between the Buffalonians.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Is that it?
Yeah.
And wanting to have that thing closed up. And then they just like oddly met in the middle where like they covered like 30% of the seats. Yeah. This looks even stranger, Drew. Like if they would have had the retractable roof, I totally could have understood it. Now, the retrofitting it for all events, I appreciate that's the statement. The one where everyone's like, well, now, sweet, retractable roof, we're going to get a Super Bowl. We already know they're not going to.
They're not getting.
They're not going to Orchard Park. And like, I got bad news.
Toronto will get a Super Bowl before Buffalo.
1,000%. And Drew, I got bad news for the folks in Kansas City, Kansas. I don't think the Super Bowl's going there. Like the thought is that you just get blessed with it because you have the Dome Stadium. That's not necessarily true.
Since it's a buy or sell day, and since we've already driven down this, we've put our blinker on and we've made a safe turn onto this street. You buying or selling that within 5 years, Lambeau Field will have a title sponsor?
5 years.
That's a big one, right?
I think
there.
It's the perfect time.
Or Quick Trip Stadium, Lambeau Field at Quick Trip Stadium.
Something like that. Yeah,
it'll be
like in basketball.
Yeah, the basketball court, like
in basketball field a mile high or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Alvarez Field at Camp Randall Stadium.
I think within the 5 years is probably a fair statement. And I think within the next 2, you probably see the Don Hudson Center have a name. Like you start seeing different parts of it. But ultimately, Lambeau's going to have some kind of backing around it to get in some more cash. And I saw a couple of retorts to our conversation a little bit yesterday when Hunter put the video out that it's like, well, actually the 1% for Stephen Ross was all of his sports properties. Yeah, okay, sure. The headliner is the Miami Dolphins that play in the NFL.
For sure.
And a $12.5 billion valuation for a team that has not won a Super Bowl in 50 years?
Yeah.
Miami hasn't won it in the 70s.
72.
Then let's go and talk about where the valuations are after the sale of the Seahawks gets completed.
Yeah, it's significant.
Because they just won it. They got a superstar coach and somebody that everybody thinks is the greatest right now since sliced bread. John Schneider, historic GM run. And they're with a great stadium in a huge market. That team is going to go for about $12 billion. And for teams and organizations to be able to just peel off cash, I don't know how many more stock sales they're going to end up doing. So unless you want to buy another thing of stock, that's their only way of getting a little bit of sliver into the cash. And now other teams have seen it. Yeah, I remember Jerry Jones the last time the Packers put the stock sale up saying, I sure wish I could do this. Well, you could. You can do exactly what teams are now doing and sell off a 1% share, 2% share, grab $100 million, $200 million, and then you can supplement it that way.
I buy that it's an important issue. I mean, I think a lot of people are kind of poo-pooing it like, come on, we're the Packers. We make money. There's a salary cap. There's revenue sharing. This is not a problem. I think it is a problem in terms of you have to find ways to garner revenue, to increase liquid money. I'm going to sell 5 years because I think because of the fight and the pushback, we'll do everything around it first. We'll sell every other piece of, the Don Hudson, everything.
Practice jersey patch.
Something. Well, they do that.
Oh, they got that one. They got Bellin, yeah.
Maybe Titletown District. They'll sell everything first. And then maybe one day, it'll be, Quick Trip Field at Lambeau Field or Quick Trip
Stadium
at Lambeau Field.
Lambeau Field.
So it'll be the last thing. So that's why I'll push back and sell on 5.
All right,
but maybe one day.
Happen. I'm stunned, and I've said this before. I'm stunned that we aren't in more of a NASCAR era in all of our professional sports. Like I'm surprised there aren't patches everywhere. They've actually kind of limited themselves. The Bucks are looking for a new patch partner.
Getting out of the Motorola business.
Motorola's deal is coming up, and they could extend, I guess.
Yeah,
but the Dodgers just cut a deal with Uniqlo, the European clothing manufacturer.
Ooh, okay,
they're going to get like gazillions of dollars from them. So it's
Yeah.
like the Bucks are going to need a new patch sponsor. They've had
iHeartMedia.
The Huddle.
Let's go.
We get the Huddle patch.
They had
how much
they
is that
had
gonna
Harley
cost?
for a while, and that was good. And then Harley's had to pull back because they're feeling the pinch. These
That's
days
my
with their
question.
market.
How many places are going to have enough money to want to see the value in doing
Well,
it?
that's just it.
That's the other factor.
Baird is a local company, but they put their name on the convention center for $10 million a year or whatever. That's kind of what you're looking for the Bucks jersey patch. So those kind of things, I'm just surprised that it's not more prevalent. Like every baseball team has a batting helmet sponsor and a jersey patch sponsor, and their patch on your legs, and
Well, in the batting helmet, when they first put the league-wide playoff one, whatever it is, Strauss or whatever it is, Struess, that was the gateway where I'm like, I don't know how every team doesn't have at least one,
no doubt,
all year long.
Well, yeah.
And frankly, Drew, I think one of the other ones, and probably the most prime real estate, would be, how on earth are catchers not selling it?
Yeah,
I mean,
with
the chest protector.
Oh, I see.
Are you
what
kidding
mean.
me? It's the number one thing that you see on TV
Every
and on
pitch.
screen every single pitch.
I
If I'm
suppose.
William Contreras, I'm rolling up the quick trip and say, "See you next time."
If he
right
has-
on the chest protector.
If he has that right, does MLB allow that? I mean, is it up to him?
I would joke with a buddy of mine, Guido, Mark, the doorman, who's a famous fan who sits by the
He's the
visiting
best.
dugout.
Yeah.
He's the best. He's a good friend. I'll probably see him opening day. He lives in Arizona now, but maintains his Brewers tickets and comes back with his lovely wife, Stephanie. He was one of those deals, like, when the park opened and stuff, you're in every shot. You should be wearing a different jacket and getting paid.
Sure.
Product
Yes.
placement.
Well, Marlins man's done that basically.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, just do the product placement thing, and you should be selling your, this space for rent.
Well, and I'm
Can't
glad.
stop you from making cash to wear, a high life jacket during a broadcast. Or
Not at
whatever.
all, and it would make a ton of money. You would assume. There was one video that I saw yesterday where Buddy was in Miami, first 3 or 4 rows, and owner of a club in Miami. Well, he was at the USA and the game that they just played. Pardon me, that they just played on Sunday night.
Canada? No,
for
Dominican Republic. Yeah.
So he's at the USA Dominican game, just calling over beer vendors, buying the whole tub.
There you
and
go.
then just throwing them out throughout. And on the beer, just put a little sticker on there. Hey, we'll see you at this club. We'll see you over here. We'll see you over here. That's guerrilla advertising. That's getting it
guerrilla
right on
marketing.
out there.
Yeah.
And be able to. Instead of just wearing, his
Little
club's
QR
t-shirt
code
on there,
on the beer that I'm handing you.
I'll throw the USA
Nice
shirt on. You'll love me for that. But make sure you check that QR code out on that free brew that I'm throwing out here.
Pretty brilliant.
And in theory, there's no level that you have to stop to do this. I mean, it can be a slippery, infinite level of marketing in this sense, but
no
you
question.
have to find someone that's willing to give up the money and say, okay, I'm getting an ROI based on this. It's not like companies trying to throw money at I don't know. I mean, you have to sell it still, and it's not as easy as people think, but I never thought of the chest protector one. I'll admit that. That's a good point.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
877-794-1973. We're buying and selling today, throughout the day. We'll take them from you. Dolph would normally be coming in right now, but he's enjoying himself at Kelly's Bleachers in Wind Lake.
Oh, man, he's splitting the G on that
Chilling.
first Guinness, having himself a good
He
old
is
time.
chilling with a Guinness and some fun. And but it's halftime, so we will plow through. You're listening to The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. We're buying and selling today. 877-794-1973 gets you into the NCAAlaw.com talk and text line. Lots of spicy conversation. There was some on X yesterday, and David Bakhtiari weighing in from the cheap seats. Did you happen to see that?
And I love that David Bakhtiari's got his Twitter fingers on.
He does. He's back on Twitter, board or something. He took some offense when the Packers said thank you on the way out to Nate Hobbs. Thank you, Nate Hobbs. after Nate Hobbs went and signed with who? 49ers? Or what
Yes. Yeah, I think so. 49ers.
And the Packers like, thank you, Nate Hobbs. And David Bakhtiari is like tweeting and said like, for what?
For what?
Question mark.
Yeah, David's definitely like a little bored these days. He's got to be on Twitter a lot. So I feel like
he got some blowback from people being like, the guy tried to play through knee injuries. You of all people should know what that's like. And then he's like, and then someone said the wise, cracks started to permeate. They're like, okay, so thanks to Nate Hobbs for freeing up cap space.
Instead, the one guy,
but there was some dead money in there too.
Yeah, I had to get it out of there, and frankly, for just being out of and then maybe Matt LaFleur's hair, and Matt LaFleur not having to tell him to calm down.
Then someone told Bakhtiari like, well, yeah, thanks to Nate Hobbs, he played 11 games through knee injuries, which is more than Bakhtiari played in his last 3 seasons with the Packers. Ooh,
yeah,
shots fired.
People didn't like that. They were going to come back on him when they thought even Nate Hobbs.
It was a little glass house.
Like no level of fan favorite was Nate Hobbs. But this idea that David Bakhtiari would be taking any kind of shot at the Packers.
How about Bakhtiari being social media police? Because he's the one who shamed the social media department in the first place. And then when they step up their game, as everybody thinks they have, then they do something like that. What is that? Midwest Nice? Lots of teams do that. You wish like practice squad guys happy birthday. Like it's social media. Shovel coal into the furnace. You need posts, right?
We need to make sure we have
every post is a home run,
yeah.
Right? So,
and he didn't really go out and he didn't really go back and say, hey, they've been doing a better job, or he did, and he gave himself credit. I think he's been kind of doing this for a while, kind of throwing spitballs from the back of the class. I'm not one that loves it. It's kind of funny. It might not be that serious.
Yeah, you were very upset about it the last time.
And I still think it's kind of like, if you think it's so bad the way they put social media posts up, maybe you should do the job and see if you do better at it. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. I don't think it's that. Listen, if you got nothing else to do, Dave, and you're sitting there now in retirement with your money, sitting there and saying, I'm going to go rip on the social media posts and just have some fun on Twitter, that's fine. It's cool. But it
doesn't seem like you think it's cool.
I side-eyed a little bit. I think it's not the worst transgression in the world. I still love you. You're a great all-time Packer. You were a great player. Nothing would ever take away from that. I'm not one of these guys that's going to sit there and say, yeah, well, you didn't play when you were injured. He had an ACL tear. I don't think he wanted to have that, by the way. I'm sure he played through a lot of pain in his career. But it does seem a little bit childish. You have to go out and do this and say this. I don't know. It's not the worst in the world.
I think we make a really big deal out of nothing. We're having some fun. We're posting some stuff on here and making a joke. And also, most importantly, I think he said what a lot of Packers fans were wondering, right? Like, I mean,
for what?
For what? He didn't do a whole lot other than get hurt, actively potentially try to hurt players during training camp, have the coach say, hey, how about you chill out? And then not do it. Like, there's a lot of reasons to say it. I did like the one Packers account said had 3 different injuries all year, went through hell trying to get back. I thought you'd have some empathy for him. He goes, hey, I'm going to be polite here. Wipe your chin. So I mean, look, my man David Bakhtiari is going for jugulars. Yeah, he's going straight for throats. He's not pulling any punch.
I thought that was kind of a goofy response too, but like it is funny. I'll admit it entertained us that day. But he even admitted, he said, I'm tapping back into X since I'm usually a post and ghost guy these days. Yeah, so you're admitting you ducked the smoke on Twitter? I don't like that.
Well, he's ducking smoke, and that's just it.
Well, no respect for that.
The thing about it is,
and give it right back.
It's unseemly when anybody on social punches down.
No, that's fair. I can see that.
I just like what you're an NFL player and you're a pro. You've forgotten more about football than any jabroni. Like, that's where you go there, and if you're punching down, and that was the thing, like, you and your 40 followers,
like, that one's different. Like, what are we doing
in your mom's basement? Sure. And like, you're always just.
The thing about him too is he's a smart guy. He's always been a smart guy. He's always been interesting. I think you could offer us a little more than just the I'm going to push you in the corner type of thing. But hey, it's not that serious, Billy. You are right about that, and it's like there's much worse transgressions, but. I think you'd have a lot more interesting stuff to say, and I do like hearing him talk. I've always liked his interviews. He's interesting. So let's hear it, Let's hear more.
Well, maybe that's not what he wants. Maybe he just wants to say a couple of things and go. Like,
he wants to be posting ghosts.
I don't know. That's a big deal.
You buying or selling that this is the tweet of the day. That there's a tweet from Kyle Brandt talking about the Saints running back who, Billy, how have you known him for all these years? Travis
Etienne.
Yeah. Etienne Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And
my lover for the Jags
tweets out and said that, your name is sacred, protect it. People will speak it properly. and the graphic said he wants his last name pronounced Achan. ATN, Achan. He said that's the way it's pronounced. It's been pronounced wrong for his entire career.
Okay, sweet.
And Kyle Brandt said, your name is sacred, protected. Ask people to speak it properly. And that was quote tweeted. The Kyle Brandt little video with the graphic and the Chiron was quote tweeted by a local sports anchor and adjunct professor from Kansas City. He's a sports anchor at Fox 4 KC.
Oh, okay.
And an adjunct professor.
Come on now. Let's go, adjunct.
Let's
go. He's gonna give us some absolute.
And his
heat right
name
here.
is Harold R. Kuntz.
Oh,
Harry Kuntz said, "Trust me, I understand." Wanting your name to be pronounced properly.
That's
Harold
Kuntz. Yeah, and there's
Kuntz.
Yeah, and if I'm Harry Kuntz, PhD,
you can't beat that tweet. That is the tweet
Can't
of
you
the
go
day.
by Harold there? I mean,
yes, but it's Harold.
Yeah,
Kuntz.
there's not changing that last name.
Well, I know,
You
but you had the
could've,
great,
but Harold
columnist. Michael Hunt. You had the great columnist.
I just
Michael Hunt trivia. I mean, first of all, Michael Hunt lives now in Finland. He's a dual citizenship.
That's
Married a
phenomenal.
woman. He lives in Finland. Quite happy. And not for nothing, his first name was Rodney.
Wow.
I
There
worked
you
with
go
the
again,
man.
Billy.
His name was Rodney Michael Hunt.
Another guy going by the middle
And he
name,
went
Billy.
by the middle name.
What did I tell you? Another guy. Everyone goes by
Rodney
their middle name.
Michael Hunt.
I can't believe that. That's cool. There's no problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. It's just amazing.
How did that get through?
Exactly.
Hey, it was his choice, man.
What a conversation with the editor to say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go by.
No, he was always Michael Hunt. But his first name, but that was always his byline. But professionally, it was Michael.
Probably didn't like Rodney as much as Michael.
I would love to know if all of a sudden his parents just said, guys, I'm gonna start going by Michael, and his dad's just sitting in the back. I might second guess that one, bud.
Well,
I might change
what
that
was
one.
Rod though? That's the thing about it. He probably didn't assume he was going to go by his middle name unless they called him by his middle name. That's what I always wonder. How did that start? When guys go by their middle name. So, yeah, but hey, listen, the name's important, and you are all you have is your name. I've heard, that's a refrain that we hear. So
one of the stories that was rolling around yesterday, and Pros versus Joes, the Barstool guys were doing a version of it with a bunch of old NBA players and college players. Dougie, kid from St. Peter's, who was making all the money with the chicken wing spot, was there. Kamari McGee was a late ad, but it had me thinking, man, we need to buy back Spike TV's old Pros versus Joes.
Oh, that was great.
Do you remember the old school version of Pros versus Joes? One of my college football coaches, who's now the head coach at UW Oshkosh, Peter Jennings. Now, I don't know if he enjoys
Jennings, ABC News.
Right? Yeah. The Petey Bananas version of him playing, and I want to say it was Pac-Man Jones, when he was a Division III quarterback and had to be able to throw TDs on Pac-Man Jones. That was a 30-minute special that everybody would be able to watch. Then you'd enjoy now the amount of trash talk that these guys would be able to give and the social media content. Somebody needs to bring back that television program.
That was an amazing, and there were a lot of athletes that were on that I just don't know if guys would do that anymore, but it was the perfect, if you want to see, hey, look, you think you can get 20 yards on me? You think you can do this? It was so fun to watch. It was sort of the next generation, I thought, of American Gladiators in some ways, although American Gladiators had a different premise and different challenges, but that was a cool show. I used to love that thing.
American Gladiators. You guys go back and watch some of the Superstars. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
really old school.
But they were like doing tug of war and stuff. Like they were doing weird stuff.
The Superstars had, but it was still cool, man. Still cool seeing guys from different sports compete in athletic competitions and stuff. It was cool. All right, 877-794-1973. The Pros versus Joes thing is a dovetail to the discussion we were having off the air.
Yeah.
Discussion on social media. How many NBA players could you take and put them on a 15 or 16 seed and have them carry their team to the Final Four and maybe a national championship? How many guys are there? There were, I don't even remember what show that was.
Pardon My Take was talking to Alex Caruso, who is kind of a good example of it because he was the dude at Texas A&M and got to see what, somebody that nobody would have thought led a Texas A&M team to the Sweet 16 when he was, 21 years old.
Yeah. So the question is, how many of those guys are there in the league and who are they? Well, there's a handful. They were saying 20?
Yeah, they said 20 to 30 guys.
Where if you put them on like a 15 or 16 seed, they'd be a legit championship contender. Like they could win a national title.
And really, it's win 4 games to get to the Final Four, win 6 games to win the title. And I think there's 2 different levels to it, in my opinion. Now, they were saying, I think, win the national title.
That's what they said. So that's how I took it. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I took
oh my God, this boy is mad over on that.
Are we taking? But then again, does it have to be a 16 seed or just like any random team from the field? Because if you put Giannis on the Badgers,
they didn't say that.
Are they going to lose? They said
put them on any team.
Put them on any team. Well, put them
so
on.
We're going to be nice. So we're going to put them on a 14 or 15.
You take one NBA All-Star and put them on an 8 seed, and it's not that far-fetched.
No, like if you
if at all,
you threw Wemby on Queens.
He threw Wemby on High Point. You know,
that's
they might be a favorite against the Badgers.
Yeah, like it's that's there's a large number. Now, I don't necessarily know that Cason Wallace is going to drop down onto Hofstra and take them to the national title.
Thank you.
But
that's all I'm saying.
But again, that's not 30 NBA players. They're saying like the best.
This was could hop on a 16 seed and win a natty.
Yeah.
That was the question.
That's
I took it literally.
Yeah,
and
again,
so what you're saying is different. So we can have a different discussion.
Armen, I'm going to hit you, Marquette, in the fields. Al McGuire once said that.
Mm-hmm.
Al McGuire once said years ago, you could take the last guy off the bench, and this was the NBA was smaller
Different
at that
game.
point, smaller rosters. But he said you could take the last guy off an NBA bench, put him on a college team, and they're winning the championship.
Yeah, but there was also no 3-point shot or shot clock. It was a different game. So.
He said it was a different game, and that was like
the NBA is better now than it was then.
I also think players are better at the next the level below. And also that's what that'd be my point.
But the difference, though, again, like in the tournament, how many people are going to be? And we're talking about a small group of the best. Like if there's 20 guys, like think of like the All-Star game or something. You put and again, we're not talking maybe 38-year-old LeBron, but maybe 28-year-old.
Right. You're thinking guys that are in the peak of their powers. Jaylen Brown having the best year of his career.
Yeah.
Put him on any of these teams.
Yeah.
Good luck stopping them.
And there are guys who are, Armen pointed out, there's guys that first overall picks that are good and go on to good NBA careers. Yeah, but they're not as good at 21 as they are at 27.
If you put SGA on Howard, I mean, they're going to be really good, but he's also going to be double and triple. There's going to be a great scorer on a bad team. So I just don't think it's as many as people think that could sustain the question was a 16 seed. But now, can you put them on a different level, like a Wemby maybe and stuff like that? There might be a couple guys, but I think this idea that 30 or 40 guys, I think is totally
20
overstated.
to 30.
20. All right, put it at 30 because they say 30 in there. So that's like the best player on every team.
Right. I don't think the best player on every team is carrying a 16 seed to the natty. I definitely don't. Now, maybe a Final Four for an 8 seed or something like that. No, I mean, there are a lot of really good players. 8 seed,
that happens almost every other year.
There are a lot of really good players.
We're talking about different caliber of player, dude. Completely different caliber of player, and you're going grown man playing in the game.
And Carlos Boozer is going to be that guy next year. A lot of top end players in college are going to be
Cameron Boozer.
And
he's going to be 20 years old. He's not going to be one of the 30 best players in the NBA.
No, but he'll be a top pick and he'll be an instant play right away. I mean, how about Cooper Flagg last year is putting up a lot of numbers. So you think a SGA with Howard is going to be Cooper Flagg's Duke last year? That's absurd to me. I don't believe it, and I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's overstated, and that's my take on it.
Yeah, but okay, Chet Holmgren. Remember what he did in the tournament? He's better now.
I agree.
He's way better now.
I agree they're better now, but I think it's a lot to overcome when you're talking about winning a natty.
But a lot of teams and I said when Davidson made their run and had Steph Curry.
Correct.
He wasn't nearly the player he is now.
Not anywhere close.
Absolutely not.
Steph Curry at 26 was way better than Steph Curry at 20.
Yeah, you dropped Steph Curry from the 73-win Warriors, and good luck to anybody stopping them in the NCAA tournament.
So there might be one or two, but not 30.
Stopping James Harden.
All right, now let me hear it because you threw. Well, that's fair. There could be a club if they got to go to Houston. It's gonna be tough, especially with NIL. He's gonna have cash in his pocket. So you said SGA, Howard. You said struggle. Would you bet on Howard to beat Michigan if SGA was on the team?
I don't think I would.
How about
it's a tough call, but I don't think I would. And I definitely don't think they're going 6 rounds. They're not beating 6 teams as a 16 seed.
How good would High Point be against Wisconsin if they had, Kevin Durant?
Oh my God, that'd be unfair.
Yeah, against Wisconsin, they might beat a 5 seed.
They might beat them. I mean,
the question was more of an extreme, and that's how I
Jerry and a plow truck. I think the perfect example would be Carmelo Anthony on Syracuse. He literally dominated that entire tournament and won the national championship single-handedly.
He was great. That's not true, though.
How good?
Man, they had a teamwork and a lot of good players.
Okay, but let's take Duke, and then we'll take give me a random play-in team or something. Give me Dayton.
UMBC or somebody.
UMBC. Right. Or give me Dayton and Jokic and then we'll go up against Duke.
I'll take Lehigh and Jokic against Florida any day of the week.
I'll take, Jokic would be,
they're cruising through that South region.
Yes, I understand, but okay. They use the Dwayne Wade example. We don't have much time here, but they use the Dwayne Wade example, which is a great example. He definitely lifted Marquette to different heights, but they also had a good team around him, and they also got blown out by 30 to Kansas, who had Nick Collison and Kirk Heinrich. It's not like just a given. Like Dwayne Wade wasn't the player who was going to be in the next 5 years. I totally agree with that.
If Dwayne Wade was him in 2005, 2006, good luck, Kirk Heinrich and company.
I would like to think that, but I'm not sure because that Kansas team was incredible and was outclassing Marquette that day. So
Finals MVP. Good luck.
I just.
Oh my God.
I don't know. And you were talking about a team with really good players all around them, not the 16 seed, which is absolutely levels below.
How did Georgia do the year they had Anthony Edwards?
They did not make the tournament.
They didn't make the tournament. Same with Ben Simmons. Now, Ben Simmons, we know, has not been a good NBA player.
But Anthony Edwards, his 1 year of college, now look how much better he is now.
Yeah.
Put him on that team now.
What did Rutgers do last year?
Tom Green would go further than he did before. What, with Ace Bailey?
Dylan, I'm just
saying.
Good
one.
Yes. 877-794-1973. Be a good question for Butchie if we can get a hold of him.
Yeah, Butchie's going to hopefully join us late back half of the 7 o'clock hour. Good one to ask him.
It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you from headquarters on this St. Patrick's Day in the good land. We're thinking green after being buried in white stuff yesterday and through much of the weekend. Folks around the state recovering from a historic blizzard, at least in central Wisconsin. Holy cow.
Man, 25, 26, 27 inches. Like, that is just next level. The snowbank's got to be like 6 feet tall, Drew.
Huge. Second biggest dumping ever in Green Bay history. We have 26 inches of snow. We're digging out, though. Give us some rain, some sunshine, and be gone by next week at this time.
Yeah, very, very quickly. I think it's going to hit 50s this week. It'll be nice, and it's nice to also know that we can still get through it, right? Like there's a little bit of a pride factor when you are done and you turn that snowblower off or you put the shovel away, you grab that cold beer, or you just sit down and try to like catch your breath yesterday. I honestly thought I was about to pass out. Your boy is really out of shape if I'm about to pass out from shoveling and snowblowing. There was a moment in time.
Call it the Widowmaker for a reason.
There was a moment there where I sat down on the steps. I'm like, wow, I really need to go take a walk or something.
Yeah, but no, it's not just you. It's hard work.
Sled.
It's hard work. I mean, I was huffing and puffing. It's hard to shovel that mashed potatoes, man. Yeah. Like that thick, wet snow. That's that high water content. No, it's hard. It's to the point where a lot of people just shouldn't be doing it.
Time for a little who's hot, who's not, brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen, as long as we're talking about weather and stuff. I mean, those are the experts when it comes to all things HVAC.
And the most important reason is, Drew, they know everything because they've been doing it for over 40 years and they're employee owned. So not only are the employees going to have a vested interest in it, they're going to care about the work that they're doing. They got 3 different locations: West Dallas, New Berlin, and Mugwanago. Go to DonovanJorgensen.com for more information. Who's hot? I would love to say, and even though his team bounced out yesterday and bowed out of the World Baseball Classic, dude, Andrew Fisher, that name is hot after the tournament. He had Brewers' first-round pick from a year ago, had another hit last night, finished the tournament, Drew, with a 357 average, over 700 slug for the young man that the Brewers drafted. He was the first pick that they took. He led the SEC in bombs a year ago, and it feels like the third baseman might be a little bit of a fast riser.
Pretty cool.
Really cool. Also, sweet arm-sleeve tat, which nobody has ever been less athletic after getting an arm sleeve tattoo. Who's not hot? Now, this one's kind of sad, even though they're going to play against the USA tonight. So I hope that it continues to be a little bit down. Yeah, William Contreras having a tough series in that Dominican uniform. However, or in that Venezuelan uniform, could get better. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it gets better for him once he puts the Brewer uniform back on, not in that Venezuela jersey going up against the United States here later on tonight. So who's hot? Who's not? Also, who's hot? Brandon Lockridge, Granny yesterday. 3 for 5, Drew. Brandon Lockridge making the team?
I would think so.
Right?
He's making a push.
Yeah, you wonder, like, it all depends. Is Garrett Mitchell ready to go every day and grind, or is he's going to have to wait?
That seems like Garrett Mitchell's ticketed for Nashville, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now, how about Brewers being affiliated with Nashville and 2 of their star prospects from the University of Tennessee?
Because I like that deal. Yes, good
Blake
call.
Burke was in the middle of that perfect game mess up stuff too. All right, we are cruising. We're cruising through a St. Patrick's Day in the good land. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick some tail. All right? Go. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Get our guys after and make the play.
Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen
This
Sarian.
is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
It's the St. Patrick's Day edition of the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app, Facebook, YouTube, and X on the streams. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. It's a buy or sell Tuesday. Give us your buy or sell propositions. 877-794-1973 is the NicolaLaw.com talk and text line. You buying or selling? The Packers missed out by not acquiring Justin Fields, who was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs to hold the clipboard for Patrick Mahomes.
You know, Drew, I'm glad you mentioned that one. I wanted Fields as the reclamation project quarterback. I thought it was a perfect swap from Malik Willis, who confidence completely broken when he came here from Tennessee, get a change of pace kind of quarterback. And I still think Fields is an excellent talent. Like you watched him be too good at Ohio State to just not be able to play. But you need some kind of help. You need some kind of aid. And I'm not Adam Shine. He had said yesterday on his Mad Dog Sports radio show, the Chiefs, this is probably the year they're going to finish last in the division now.
Wow. Okay.
Now, after they signed a backup
times.
quarterback who might, I mean, in all reality, Fields is probably going to start 2 games, right? 1 or 2 games if Mahomes isn't ready to start the year, which point. Everybody says he's going to. I think he's going to try to push to play. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to hold him back a little bit, but you get somebody into that room that's been there, done that. And Andy Reid around anybody, I think, is going to be a little bit of a magic elixir. And all he has to do is throw like 2 touchdowns in one half of football. And Justin Fields is going to make another 20, 30 million to go somewhere else next year. Right. I think it's a great move. Wow. And I definitely would have liked the Packers to be one of the teams to be able to grab them.
I'm with you. And I think I'm also going to buy the fact that who will be the Packers backup next year. I think it should be a vet reclamation project. The Packers have done well with that. Now in the Aaron Rodgers years, and often the Favre years, it was like, we'll grow someone behind him. That's our own guy, the Brett Hundleys of the world. But in this case, you did so well with Malik Willis. I think with the propensity of injuries that quarterbacks have in the league now, I think it would be good to get a guy like that. And Fields would have been good also because, backup quarterbacks, especially what Malik was good at was that change of pace with the legs. Fields is great at that. He uses his legs a lot, being able to run. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Packers' plan at backup quarterback is. If they're just going to roll with, internal, or if they're going to try, Ritter, or pick up a guy and try and mold him into something new like they did so much with Malik Willis. And you're right. If you're a guy around the league that needs a little bit of a reclamation, you have to look at the Packers and say, I want them to do with me what they did with Malik Willis. Get me those 2 games. Get me that $40 million.
Justin Fields didn't have a choice. He was traded, but then the Jets pick up most of his salary.
Yeah. So I wonder if there were some conversations, right? Like we got 4 or 5. They said like some teams a bunch of different teams were interested. Would it end up being like a 6th round pick swap? You could definitely do that. That'd be fine. And then if it works out and you can parlay that into a compensatory pick like the Packers did, you go from the 7th to the 4th or the 6th to the 4th. Good, yeah. In this instance, Ritter, though, Drew, maybe his reclamation story would be closer to Willis, right? 3rd round pick. was kind of like one of the better quarterbacks in that draft, but it was a definitely down year for quarterbacks. And Ritter's won a little bit, right? I mean, he was at Cincinnati with Luke Fickell, so he's seen it done certain places, and he's a little bit of a change of pace guy. So a little bit. That part of I don't know if it's an ego, I don't know if it's a confidence, but I also think it's, when you talk about wanting to draft somebody every year, Goody said he wanted to get back into that business. They haven't kept that guy in a couple of years. So you got to draft somebody that's going to be good enough that we think if we need to, he can help us win a football game.
And a younger guy, as opposed to like a Russell Wilson or a Flacco or something like that.
True.
I think a younger guy would be better. But
are you buying or selling that when it comes down to the for all the Tostitos tonight in the World Baseball Classic, Jackson Trio will have a bigger impact on the game than Bryce Terang? More hits, more productive from the 9 spot, both going to be down at the bottom of the order probably. Facing off against each other. There's 3 Brewers on the Venezuela side.
Yep.
Yeah, Zerpa and Wild Bill Contreras, who's done nothing. Wouldn't it be just on brand for Contreras to hit a grand slam tonight after doing nothing the entire tournament?
I was just going to say the 2 guys that would concern me as a Brewers fan that have seen those guys play in big moments, both of those cats raised to the level in the biggest game.
This has been kind of a coming out for Terang, even though he's like no surprise to us that he's a great player, elite. But man, Churro just has a flair.
He's got a flair for that dramatic, dude. Like,
so I'm buying that Churro is going to have a bigger impact tonight.
He comes up. I think I'd buy that as well, and I think he'd have a bigger impact than anybody, and maybe even Zerpa, who I don't know if he can go tonight. Right now, I don't know.
Yeah,
with all of the
won't.
rules with the back day after, and the Venezuelan side, they threw a ton of pitchers last night. Right? I mean, they had a lot of guys going inning and 2/3 for Ranger Suarez. So pitching is going to be maybe an issue for the Venezuelan side, but especially if Churio comes up to lead off an inning, I think that there's a very, very good chance that ball is going to the right center bleachers.
It absolutely does feel that way, Billy, that he has that flair for the dramatic in those spots when he's leading off. I don't know what it is, but
I don't know what it is. It's just
it's something. Listen, Bryce has had it too. I mean, he had the big homer, obviously, in game 5. Buy or sell that when Bryce has his most dramatic moment tonight, if he has a hero moment, he'll absolutely show zero emotion. I'm buying it. He'll show no emotion. He won't care at all. He'll be like, yeah, whatever. I mean, I can't imagine,
sell it.
That home run last year against I can't imagine hitting a home run that big and that important and not just freaking out. That's just my own, way about me, as you guys know. Like, that'd be my own natural instinct, is to absolutely just go crazy and do the Joe Carter and jump around. But I love Bryce Terang. He's right here all the time on that even keel. He's got that line. All right, let's do a buy or sell from Julie Fluno on Facebook here.
Come on, Julie.
Dropping in with the hot Facebook comment.
Go,
buy or sell from Julie Fluno. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, as we know a name is important.
Yes.
All right. Could be Fluno.
Ask Harold Kuntz.
Right. Her take on Facebook comments right here in the window. Badgers will make it to Indianapolis, and I can't wait to watch all the haters walk away with their tails between their legs.
I was talking about you, Armen.
Baby, I love when people underestimate their ability to win against any team on Wisconsin. Oh, wait, there's more from Julie. A second comment. It will be a rematch of 2015, the final game against Duke, but this time our boys will bring home the hardware. And I was there when the referees decided to favor Duke and shut down Frank the Tank, but not this year. Buy or sell that there have been a lot of haters to shut up about the Badgers. Have there been a lot? I don't know, man. What haters there been, but
well, I mean, I think there's always people that doubt. I think there's a lot of people that would doubt it, and doubters and haters probably in the same vein. But what are they, like the 5th or 6th seeded Big Ten team, right behind a couple of So I think there's an understandable question, but like from the confidence of them and from the team, Drew, I don't know if I've been more confident in a Badger team going into a tournament since some of those teams of like the 14, 15, 16.
I was going to say, yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, just from the attitude and the aggression. And, I was listening to Greg Gard's conversation with Butchie on Butchie's Den, and we're going to talk to Brian in about a half hour, where, I know you can appreciate this. Like, they attack the rim and are ultra aggressive offensively, but they don't turn the ball over a ton, right? And I think that's one of the times in the tournament where you see, and the cliche of guards win in the tournament. Well, guards that protect the basketball in the tournament a lot of times win, because each team's going to go through a 3 or 4 minute drought where they're not going to score. But as long as you're not giving up easy buckets on a quick turnover in the backcourt, you got a great chance to be able to survive.
I think so as well. Buying or selling, there's a good setup. Buying or selling that Nolan Winter and Jack Janicki will have an impact for the Badgers on the first weekend of the tournament, because it's starting to sound like Janicki's getting close.
That one I was surprised about. Yeah, I thought he was basically out for the year.
Me too, but it sounds like he's getting close. So you're buying or selling that they could have an impact?
I'm buying Nolan Winter's having a big game. Having a big game in one of these ones. And frankly, High Point feels like the one that would be ripe for it with the size advantage they're going to have.
That'd be a great opportunity to get him going a little bit. And the Jack thing is interesting. Maybe his presence could just be an emotional lift to the team.
And the D. So Janicki had the wrist. Nolan Winter had the ankle. If you have a wrist, ankle, back, knee.
Come on.
Hip injury. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin is the place to go. orthowisconsin.com is the website. World-class care right here, close to home. Check them out. orthowisconsin.com, Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
That's an elite term.
Elite.
That was a banger.
Elite. I think injuries. I think Ortho Wisconsin, because the 2-year anniversary is coming up of my hip replacement.
We're getting real close to that celebration.
Close to the April 8th celebration.
We gonna run like a 5K on that day, or walk a 5K that day?
I'd love to if it's nice enough outside.
That's all right.
Are we buying or selling that the Bucks can cover 10.5 tonight against Cleveland at Fiserv Forum?
Yeah, I'm gonna sell that one.
I'm selling that.
I'm gonna sell that one.
Okay,
but that's because I don't know that Giannis is playing. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, after the knee
or
and
whatever,
the little tweak on the dunk, like if he was going, I would be taking the 10.5. If he doesn't, I think I wouldn't. I don't know that I'd take 20.
Didn't the Bucks beat Cleveland recently?
They beat him in that 8 of 10 win streak run, where I think they sat Harden, Mobley.
That's right. They sat
Mitchell.
And Mitchell.
They sat all their frontline players outside of
and the
Jarrett
Bucks won
Allen.
that game by 2.
Yes.
Even with the win over Indiana.
And Jarrett Allen almost had a game-tying tip-in.
Yeah, it's true.
With like 30 points for a 15-point game score.
And even with that win over Indiana, what the Bucks are showing you doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. So I'm going to sell that. I hate to say it.
But you know what? That win against the Pacers was fun. It's nice that we had a little feather in the cap.
Is that the NBC game tonight? Is that the
good question.
Godspeed for them.
I think it might be.
Man, when they booked that, did they think that they had an absolute banger on NBC and Peacock today?
Yeah, it is absolutely on the Peacock and NBC. There it is. You are absolutely right. Wow.
All right. NBA in prime time on NBC. It's what they paid for.
They got to be pumped for that.
Bucks Cavs. Cavs favored by 10.5 tonight at Fiserv Forum.
Ooh, 41-27 Cavs. Would you buy that the Cavs could win the East? Do you think that they're in that spot? Are you still rolling kind of with those Pistons?
They're ready.
No.
But potentially, but I wouldn't put money on it.
I still think one of the craziest ones is I still love the way the Celtics are playing right now. And
hard not to,
dude.
Man.
When they get
guys rolling through, and
when they get Tatum back, and as much as they're gonna you're gonna see a lot of 3-pointers going up in this NCAA tournament. Once the NBA playoffs and the best tournament in basketball fires up in April, you're gonna see way more threes, and that team shoots more of them than just about anybody in ball. So I'm excited for it. But guys, tonight, I mean, who does not have their popcorn ready, Drew, and just waiting with bated breath to watch Howard UMBC? I mean, there's going to be a lot of huge Howard fans rolling through this state. I can only assume throughout tonight.
The 16 game was a great game last year. I can't remember who it was. It's going to be a nice appetizer as we get going. Look, 2 teams playing for their lives. Their chance to get their one and only tournament victory. It is kind of cool. All respect to UMBC, who did win the 16 seed that one year. Of course, Fairleigh Dickinson, but probably not going to win it again, another 16 seed. So, yeah.
I think it's a safe bet. They're probably not going to do it again.
Probably a safe bet. So,
yeah.
I'm excited to watch and get a little appetizer for Thursday and tomorrow, of course, too.
And tomorrow, yeah. Thursday, 877-794-1973. Keep the buying and selling propositions coming our way.
Let me hit you guys with a buy or sell on the baseball side of things. Buy or sell, you could play this WBC in the middle of the season. Mark DeRosa threw it out there yesterday, and he was on with the McAfee guys talking about the limitations that players have. We talked about it and mentioned it because of the Olympics, and the timing would be difficult. Now, even for this grand of a celebration, I think it's the perfect, greatest kickoff to a baseball season you could have, Drew. But there's certain people that are in the rosters, in the decision-making process, that think it needs to be in the middle of the year so you don't have limitations on players. I don't know that it's as cool and as celebratory if it's in June or July. And I definitely don't know that it gets the eyeballs if it's in July like it's getting right now.
Agreed. Absolutely.
I think it's way better right now to be able to wet the palate.
I think totally. It's created eyeballs, revenue. Bud Selig deserves some credit for this World Baseball Classic.
Big time. Yes.
But
because he was commissioner when it first began, correct?
And it gets you fired up for what's to come. And I like this. I like this portion now. Plus, these guys playing at a high level. We had what Diaz get hurt. We had injuries and stuff, but have them go through it now, and then it creates opportunity for other guys in camps.
Yes,
it gives you. Yeah, it's just cool.
Well, and I think for the team building aspect, the part you mentioned last is maybe the coolest part. Like the amount of games that Cooper Pratt has gotten with the big club for the Brewers during spring training. Otherwise, you're not getting if everybody's there. And that kind of development when they're trying to fast track players, I think is even more important.
And what the jolt that Andrew Fisher's been getting from starring for Italy. I mean, would he have had this impact, and would his development have been enhanced as much in Brewers camp? Hard to think so.
No, I don't think
he's facing every night facing the best of the best rather than, against some A-ball pitcher or something that they want to get a look at. It just is cool.
Could you see it getting bigger? Or do you think like in terms of like more teams or longer?
It's going to be interesting because like when the Olympics rolls around, depending on the CBA, do they then not have a World Baseball Classic and shut down 2 weeks and send guys to the Olympics and let them play like this?
It's a good question. I mean,
10-day shutdown.
You could do it, but it's hard in the summer. I mean,
it would be hard.
It's hard with so many games being played.
But they're talking about it.
Hockey does it.
And I think it would be a huge boost. I think it'd be a great one.
It'd be cool.
And frankly, if you needed to change the calendar around, why not throw it in for a couple of scheduled double headers?
Yeah.
Right? Like it's not like we haven't done it before.
Bring them back.
If you take a week and a half off, they did some of them during COVID, and I know they shortened them to 7 innings. Maybe we don't do that. Well, no. But like you find ways to be creative with it. Like I just think this is one of the best celebrations baseball has had in a long time. And one of the most energetic feels that you've had. The World Series is always good, but it's buried in the middle of football season. People have started to move through a bunch of different things. And if your team's not in it, it can be a little bit of a buzzkill because you've watched 6 months worth of baseball, and I don't necessarily know that I want to. I want to watch baseball now. I was sitting there last night waiting for a 6:40 start for the Brewers in a week and a half, and like it just feels like the time is just perfect for it right here.
I hear you on that one. Troy Casper on YouTube comments, do it like hockey did for All-Star break. Start the season a week earlier and have 2 weeks off for the All-Star break. Then you have a big break for the guys that aren't in it.
On St. Patrick's Day? Yeah. I mean, that's
it's super.
Rough.
That is super early though. I mean, I know we're starting it in a week basically, but I mean that is
a week from Thursday.
A week from Thursday. That is so early. But then again, it's an extra week. It's a slippery slope, but you could do it maybe mid-March.
You very much could. You have way too many teams that play in warm weather or in domes. Right? Like, I mean, so the Brewers are basically playing, you could assume 7 of their first 10 games at home, if not more. And I just think it would make a lot of sense. It would be a great boost, especially Drew, like you said, with the CBA.
Yeah.
Whatever potentially happens with that CBA and how dicey it gets, you definitely could use that boom.
Hey, our current electric hero of the day, I think I want to throw it in at Steve Kerr. Mr. 600 victories.
Yes, let's go.
Steve Kerr could be our current electric superhero of the day because I consider him like he won 5 titles as a player, 4 as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
He'll never catch Phil Jackson.
No, he won't.
Phil had 11 and 2 as a player and 11 as a coach, but he's up in that echelon of the best coaches of all time.
1,000%. 1,000%.
The dynasty that they've had.
What about this one? If Tommy Lloyd doesn't get it done with Arizona, you buying or selling Steve Kerr as the next Arizona head coach?
Man,
how much money could they throw at him to get him to go to college?
It would be an interesting
go
one.
back to the alma mater. That'd be hilarious.
Steph's done.
Steph's almost done. He said, "I'm never leaving him, but I don't know that I'm done coaching once he's done."
Stay at Golden State for 4 more years and then run for governor of California. I'm not sure, but he's a good current electric superhero. Yeah. The former Arizona standout, Bulls standout, and of course, coach of the Warriors during this dynastic run. I just figured it'd be good for us to give him the current electric superhero of the day.
I like that celebration of a great feat. And Current Electric wants to celebrate spring. Hard to say that today. It's right around the corner. This is going to melt. And then your backyard, once that dries up and all the melted snow rolls on out, you're going to want to brighten that place up with some beautiful outdoor lighting. And Current Electric, their superheroes at Current Electric are ready to assist you. See them at this year's Realtors Home and Garden Show, March 20th through the 29th. Ask them the best way to turn that outdoor living space, that backyard, into a backyard oasis and make it the summer to remember. And you be a hero of your neighborhood with the superheroes from Current Electric. Call current.com.
Loving it. Buying or selling continues. 877-794-1973 to the NCAAlaw.com talk and text line. Butchie's going to join us in about 20 minutes from right now. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you from headquarters on this St. Patrick's Day in the good land. 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com. Talk and text line to reach out to us. You can get us on the socials as well because we are streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and X, as well as broadcasting live, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app as well.
It's the best place to be streaming. And listen, I had a friend of mine ask, or I was at a career fair trying to talk to some youth the other day. And the one young lady said, I wake up to iHeartRadio every day. So you know what?
Really?
You right there, you are a hero. And I love you. And I'm proud of you. And make sure that you never change that up. And she goes, well, listen, I love this guy, this Scott Dolphin guy. I'm like, okay, all right, maybe a shot to the heart. Maybe listen, we all love Dolph as well, but let's just turn that preset over to Fox Sports Wisconsin.
Yeah, we're here too.
She didn't seem like they would have been the vibe because I don't know that we play enough Brooks and Dunn and Russell Dickerson. But I told her like we'll fire some of that up. We'll get some of the country in here to be able to stream throughout the world. But the YouTube police and the YouTube crowd, Drew, in full force here today. Maybe not as many viewers with us because a lot of those 1,500 may have had to go to work today.
Yeah.
And digging in when they get to work after a snow day yesterday.
No school yesterday. You work from home, and if you're watching kids, that's tough.
Will this be
got to get back at it?
It already is the least productive work week of the year.
No doubt. You got St. Patrick's Day today, and then the tournament Thursday, Friday.
And you double up the snow day yesterday. I mean, places better just pray tomorrow that there's at least a little something going on.
If you're not taking Thursday or Friday off, are you even a sports fan? I mean, come on.
Yeah, unless you just fully decide I'm just going to rob them. Right? I'm just going to completely rob this workplace.
Be on the clock.
I'm going to be on the clock watching every single one of these games on my 3 TVs.
It's like the week between Christmas and New Year's, right? I mean, people are working, but, it's the same deal, right? I mean,
we're really fooling them that week. Yeah, that's for sure. Yes.
Except there is, I know, end of the quarter for some people, but it's not like what we do. We have to prove we work. We have to be on the air for giving a product to people. We're out there doing it. Well, we're the curtain's up for us.
Yeah, we can never mail it in.
We can't just sit back in our chair and relax like in our desk, and we can't mail it in, right, Billy? So,
yeah, there's never any of that.
Right.
One time. Not one time, Armen. I love that competitiveness. That's what I'm talking about.
Here's one for you. There was a tweet the other night as the U.S. was getting ready to play the Dominican from someone in the crowd, just panning around the crowd during the anthems and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the tweet was, I've not seen a sporting event that's this insane with fan passion, the Super Bowl included.
I saw that. Yes. I saw that. Yes.
That tweet.
Sure.
That's something to think about too, because there aren't as many neutral fans, right, as there are at a Super Bowl and corporate people. And this is like the real baseball fans. The Venezuelan fans showed out
big time.
They have so much passion.
So much passion.
So do the Dominican fans. So much passion and energy. It just makes you get excited about it. Love it. Want to be part of it. Want to watch. Want to have that intensity. And
it's a playoff atmosphere.
It's totally
big
true.
Time.
And the Super Bowl really isn't for fans. I mean, the fans in the crowd, the
in
people
the stadium,
in the stands. Yeah.
Unless the game gets real tight, then
it's great. Unless it's a great game, then you feel it a lot differently. Yeah. And you've been to a lot more World Series, so you'd be able to tell. But with that being one-sided, it's not nearly the celebration like this.
It's not constant like that. And then, I mean,
bowl games used to kind of be like that.
Yeah.
Right. Like they used to be when they had some kind of juice, some kind of energy. But I also wonder if, and I don't know what the full ticket prices are for this situation and for this event.
I think they're accessible because people are getting in.
Right. Like I looked at the secondary market. You can get like 100 level tickets or like the first level tickets for under $1,000. Now, listen, if I had that disposable income, it'd be a different kind of conversation.
But I get relatively,
you're looking at, there's no Super Bowl ticket that's ever sniffing under 4 digits.
No.
Or probably a really, really good Final Four ticket, national championship.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's one of those differences in this kind of celebration.
Big event things, and to get the vibe that you're getting, like that is going to be on display tonight. Venezuela, USA, it's going to be epic.
It's going to be awesome, and the Venezuelan energy is going to be great. I do appreciate the fact that they pimp and celebrate the home run, but I don't know that it's going to be the full-fledged ridiculousness and incredible celebration of the Puerto Rican or the Dominican Republic team. But I do say Wilmer Abreu, the kid from the Red Sox who had the home run for Venezuela a couple of days ago, that helicopter bat flip that he did We've been trying that one in the house. It is not working very well.
Not doing
that
well.
That one is not working very well in the house.
That's something to test out. It's something to work on, to workshop the bat flips and things like that.
Do you think that we're practicing bat flips potentially at all during BP? Right? I mean, because some of these are so good. There's no way you've never rehearsed.
I think kids are coming up practicing them now to the point where they're experts once they get to that level.
Yeah.
I saw a college game where it was like it was Tennessee, Georgia. I want to say where a kid had a wild bat flip and then it got robbed at the wall, got his ultimate comeuppance. I don't think it was a recent game, or maybe it was. I'm not really sure anymore on the internet, but you just see videos like.
Well, Judge was pretty close to it. He casually kind of flipped that bat and like a little toothpick out of his hand when Rodriguez robbed his homer the other night. You could tell he's like, man, I just had that cool drop. I just did the cool bat flip. You really had to go catch that one, Julio?
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
There are times I remember some Brewers. There are times when it's either been a close call or like you think it's out and it ends up being a warning track jobber, like a full Willie Hayes in Major League 2. But those can be a little embarrassing comeuppance moments. That's for sure.
Hey, time for a little wake and bake story brought to us by our pals at happyplacehemp.com. Their products always been good to me, but especially with these hours, man, when sleep is imperative, I use it as a sleep aid. Their gummies 45 minutes before I want to crash. Works like a charm. It works for us. It'll work for you. Happyplacehemp.com. Use the code HUDDLE. And 25% off and free shipping.
And it's going to work even better, Drew, when I know the timing is pretty specific with that with the pitch clock, because sometimes these World Baseball Classic games are a little bit longer and all of a sudden that sleep aid kicks in and you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
All right, let's sit up a little bit to keep these eyes open and watch the end of this game. But I got this one, and this one comes actually courtesy audio-wise of the Pat McAfee show. And one guy that I didn't realize had a fan card. I did not realize this man had any fandom in him. And Armen, can you cue me up in there? I'm the man that coined Krzyzewskiville, letting his NFL allegiance slip through yesterday.
I hated Hawk with being on the Packers because I'm a Bears fan. You guys had great habits. No, don't shake your head. You guys beat our ass so many times. It was unbelievable. I hated you with respect.
The only way that he could couch it, I hated you with respect. You guys just beat our ass so many times.
That's amazing.
I never knew that I was going to enjoy Mike Krzyzewski talking until that part of the interview flared up, and I could not let this pass without being able to spike that football.
Spectacular.
So cool. Yeah, Chicago guy, Mike Krzyzewski. Yeah.
Happyplacehemp.com. Use the code HUDDLE. All the other ones are going away. HUDDLE, 25% off, free shipping. Drift Seltzer, fantastic. Whoa.
So good.
No doubt.
And the Drift,
check it out.
Drift gummy is as well. Like, I mean, like I thought all of a sudden, Drift Seltzer is going to be a different style. It is a phenomenal place.
Yes. Gotta love happyplacehemp.com. Shout out to Rob and Chris.
I also like going in there and talking to the guys.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just that personal connection. Like
big sports guys. Yes. They love it. Yeah. They're just good dudes. All right. 877-794-1973. Get us some last minute buying or selling propositions. We'll kick them around here when we return. Oh, baby. Butchie's Den.
Get into the den, baby.
Sweat equity coming our way. Brian Butch,
week.
Friend of the program, will join us as he gets ready to head to Portland with the Badgers. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew Wilson, Billy Schmid, Armen Sarian bringing it to you from headquarters. You can get us at 877-794-1973. NicoletLaw.com, talking text line. Line 1 right now occupied. That's right. They say that polar bears love winter weather and big snowstorms. I don't know if that's the case as he's driving out of Appleton, headed for Madison. It's our pal, Mr. Sweat Equity himself, Brian Butch, joins the party. Butchie, welcome into the Huddle.
Thank you. This sucks.
Oh, Butchie. Oh, man.
Dude, your video was unbelievable. It's unhinged. Now, listen, we got like 6 to 7 inches down here. The kids liked it because of the number difference. You quadruple that with you. Now, I don't know that you weren't fully digging in and shoveling the snow with your hands like in the video the majority of the time. How much did you guys end up with? Because it looked like an absolute mountain.
We ended up with 26 was the number. And I'm telling you right now, guys, I'm driving to Madison. Now, I think when I get to like Fond du Lac, it's supposed to get a little bit better.
Oh, it'll be clear.
But my kids had yesterday off. They have today off. And I'm going to tell you right now, rightfully so, they should have today off. I'm trying to drive there. In the first, 20 minutes of my drive, which takes normally 5, it's taking me 20. The roads are terrible. Now, our plows are doing a great job, don't get me wrong. But, these roads are terrible right now.
Butchie, drive safe.
Arrive
10
alive.
and 2, arrive alive. We need you on that ball. What time are the Badgers leaving? And I hope the charter's not affected because flights all over the country are jacked up as this storm's now hitting the East Coast.
Oh, yeah, no, we got a 9:30. Well, I got to be there at 9:30, about 10:30 departure. My wife is thrilled, not. So we, we're rolling. We're taking the Middleton Ford Expedition down there slowly, and we're rocking and rolling, man.
Thank goodness. You got 4-wheel drive. You got everything you need. Do you have snacks? I mean, because if you didn't stop now, I know you're not pulling off now. I hope you brought a good enough amount of snacks.
No, I didn't bring any snacks. I'm trying to get out the door. I'm telling you, I had to snow blow again this morning.
Man.
I'm not kidding. I had to shovel last night. It was about 8 o'clock. I was out there still shoveling around my egress windows because it's going to be 40 on Thursday, which means it's all going to melt.
Yep.
Which means if I didn't shovel it, it's all going to end up in my basement.
Oh, yeah.
So, needless
That's a good
to
point.
say, we're shoveling around the windows a little bit.
And who's gonna enjoy that phone call right as you're about to get right at halftime? All of a sudden, Brian's phone is just buzzing off the hook.
Oh, yeah.
You know what you left us with?
We're flooded.
Butchie, listen.
Yeah.
But Blake must have loved the snow.
Yeah, I do have loved it.
Yeah, they loved it. We've been good fort building, boys. Good fort building. I'll give you that.
Well, hopefully
big enough to build out some good forts.
And hopefully you did better than Armen and I on the snowman yesterday. We talked about that. Both of us absolutely sucked like a shop vac doing it. Now,
not good enough packing stone. Not good enough.
Dude, it was brutal.
Tough. It was tough ass.
It was brutal, and we were very, very disappointed with our efforts. When we were talking on Sunday night, and everybody was able to hear you on Butchie's then in your bracket release pod and live that you did on Sunday. Did you know that you were going to be able to chop it up with Nolan Winter and get some good news? It sounds like the big man is a full go after you guys' conversation yesterday.
Yeah, I did kind of know, but I'm glad that he was able to tell it on Butchie's Head. It was fun. You guys know this. Sometimes, it's the reality of it, but I have a little bit better access than some, so I just told him, AJ, I need Nolan today. Now, we need to make sure we get him on. So it was good, but sounds like he's doing well. Still, I don't know what Thursday looks like for sure, but him being back on the floor. And I guess the biggest thing, as we know in the media, anytime he's opened up to availability to talk, that means he's probably trending in the right direction.
Yeah. How about Jack Janicki? Is he under the radar getting ready to contribute in these next week or so?
Well, I think he is too. I think that's the biggest thing is these guys are getting healthy. That was always the timeline to see if Jack possibly could be ready to go by the NCAA tournament. And now he is. And it sounds like he's tracking it at least in the right direction. How much of this is gamesmanship versus how much is he healthy? We'll find that out as we go. But welcome to March, boys. Everybody's ready to play, even if they're not. You're going to see that with that SMU team as BJ Edwards is healthy to play, or at least he'll be available as they were one of the first 4 teams, their last 4 in No wonder they put that release out. He's going to play. We'll see. But just another example of the gamesmanship of March.
Now, Butchie, similar with that in the Edwards deal. Now, their seeding process, I don't know that it was similar with the Florida State deal a couple of years ago. Like, if your best player is out, hey, man, you're not the same team. For this team, with Winter healthy, is he the biggest X factor that you could have going in here? Because the law firm backcourt of Boyd and Blackwell seems like everybody knows what that's going to be, and I'm very excited if they get the A-Cuff matchup in the second round, because anybody that doubts that group, it feels like they're in for something. But is Winter almost a bigger get into game one with the size advantage that they would have?
Yeah, I would say into game one. Now, the bigs in Austin Rapp and Alexis Pulauskas have they've been phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. But Nolan just is a little bit more of a calmer guy, and he's been through the battles. I think that's the biggest thing. This will be Nolan's third, NCAA tournament. Those guys that'll be there first. Sometimes now, both those guys, when the lights have been bright, they have shined as well, and I think that's the unique thing about those two. But these lights are a little bit brighter. These lights are a little bit bigger. These lights are where all the eyeballs go. And so it'll be interesting. But having Nolan back with the experience is going to be a good thing.
Brian Butch joining us here on the Huddle live from the highways as he's driving from Appleton to Madison, get ready to fly to Portland with the Badgers for the NCAA tournament. Butch, you did the weekend in at the Big Ten tournament. It seemed to me it laid out perfectly that the Badgers didn't have to play a Sunday game. They got tested. They won a couple of tight ones. They played a tight one in their exit. It seemed like that laid out perfectly. What did you think as you watched it unfold?
I think for legs it does. I also think it adds a little bit of motivation to what they're trying to do. I think if you were to ask any of those guys, hey, we got to Saturday already, what would have been another game? Like we wanted to go win that thing. I think it's probably a tougher pill to swallow seeing Purdue win as well, since you just beat them, a week ago. But I also think as far as legs, rest, mentality, I think it was good. I do. Now that's the media in me talking. As a player, I would have said, no, we lost. What are you talking about? That's terrible. But as I sit back and look at what it does for their legs and just in general, yeah, Drew, I do think it played out pretty well for them.
Butch, what else do you see when you watch tape of High Point? Obviously, a lot of Badgers fans haven't seen a team like this much this year. Yeah, we know they've won a lot of games, in their conference. We know, Chase Johnson jacks up a lot of threes, but what else do you see that fans, what should we expect to see? I noticed they're top 5 in turnover percentage. They protect the ball as well. What do you think fans should expect?
I like how you dropped that Ken Palm nugget in there.
Well, you know me, Butchie.
I know. No, transition. Team that wants to play fast, get up and down, not elite defensively. Can Wisconsin score them? Absolutely. This might be one of those where it is good. Now, High Point's really good. The other situation, that quad, as I'll call it, with Arkansas and Hawaii, Hawaii's really good too. As much as people want to see Wisconsin, Arkansas, both Arkansas and Wisconsin need to take care of business against two really good mid-major teams in Hawaii, High Point. But High Point's a team, they're not big, not elite defensively, but they are elite offensively. They're going to make sure that they get out and run and they take care of the ball, and they play that kind of style. So Wisconsin defensively needs to be locked in. The biggest thing that I look at, guys, more than anything is I think you can't allow High Point to get confidence early in the game. As much as we can look at the numbers, as much as we can evaluate all that stuff, what does a team like High Point need? They need confidence against a high major. If you let them get going on the offensive end early, you're going to have your hands full, because this team is confident. They got the nation's longest winning streak in 14 games. So what they're doing is they're playing with great confidence. You got to take it away. If you get a couple of string together stops, get out to an 8-0 run, start this game off well, all of a sudden they're doubting if they can get this thing done.
Butchie, you mentioned the Rainbow Warriors in Hawaii. I just realized that it's Gannat, the coach that you and I talked to at the Final Four. My man was about as laid back as anybody possibly could be. It makes sense that he's the coach at Hawaii, but you're hitting on some of these mid-major teams. Is there actually the separation between the 5 and 12s, 4 and 13s? Is it as big as people are starting to make it? that it's only widening the gap, or do you think we are still going to see a little bit of chaos coming up on Thursday and Friday?
Can I answer that on Sunday? No. Here's the thing. I don't think it's as big a gap. However, we might have 2 years in a row with not a lot of upsets, because there were a lot. Billy, we talked about this on Butchie's Den, but there was a lot of upsets in the mid-major conference championship games. And I thought some of those teams were capable of getting wins. The teams that ended up winning the conference, I don't know, or conference tournaments, I don't know if they're able to go get a couple of those wins. And that's the scary part for me as far as that, because I hate the narrative of the little guy is gone. Like, I just don't like that narrative. I think you'll still have upsets. Anything is possible. But I don't, like I said, the narrative of that, I'm just not a big fan of. But it might be true this year, too.
Is Duke the most vulnerable of the top creme de la creme teams because of their injuries?
Yeah. I would say, Drew, I would say Florida first, just because their point guard play has been up and down. Now, when they've been good, they've been really good in Florida. Then I would say Duke. Then I would say Michigan, and I look at Arizona as probably being the least vulnerable of the 4-1 seeds, just because Duke and LJ Kaysen and what his idea is with, or his being out for the year with the ACL. You got the Duke point guard; he's out. There's injuries that have hit those two teams that are horrible. I might know something about being hurt going into March Madness, like not
Something
ideal for any team.
Don't play the highlight.
Right? Like nothing good comes of that, because you're changing rotations, you're changing roles, all those things are in play. So I just think that's the way I see the 4-1 seeds being kind of the weak areas.
Butchie, what's the what are we grabbing? Is it Chick-fil-A on the flight out? That's always what we hear on the. What do we got on the plane flight out for the food here? Or are you gonna have to stop and grab some in that Middleton Ford?
You know what? That's a great question. I haven't even looked at the teamwork, so I'm hoping that everything's still on. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm still driving on these roads. We're a solid 24 hours after this massive blizzard. These things are ice covered and still packed. And I mean, these snowplows are out 24/7.
They're battling out there, man.
This is one of the craziest things ever. But I'll grab something somewhere.
Well,
trust me, I ain't gonna go hungry.
potato.
They gotta throw you a chicken sandwich before you're walking on that flight. Come on now.
That's right.
Yeah, I ain't gonna go hungry.
I know that. We know that for sure.
Yep.
Love you, brother.
And we hope that, Butchie, by the time you get home, it's all melted and gone.
Yeah, it'll be gone anyway. Don't even worry about it. Be right in time for the next one.
Exactly.
All right. Safe travels, Butchie. Thanks for joining us. Love it. Brian Butch, old number 32, the polar bear, El Oso himself.
Check him out on Butchie's Den as well. Hit that subscribe button.
You
gotta
watch
the Den.
Gotta love the
really
Den.
cool conversation he just had with Nolan Winter too.
Gotta love the Den. Hey, tomorrow it's halftime of the week. I hope everybody survives St. Patrick's Day, drinks a lot of green beer. We'll see you at 5 a.m. tomorrow. It's going to be a hot take hump day on the program. We'll talk to El Jefe, John Greenberg, president of the Admirals, a little puck action.
And how about a celebratory, hopefully USA Wednesday and high school hoops tournament with our friend Big Time Mike McGivern.
Big Time's coming in. It's going to be a big show tomorrow. We will see you at 5 a.m. Thanks for hanging out with us on this St. Patrick's Day. See you tomorrow.
Peace.